All right. So here we are. Here on our map is you guys at the entrance to the city of the White Wolf. You've been in and out of this gate numerous times by now. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. What am I looking for? That. Okay. Okay, so the witch hunters, once you kind of get through the gate, they kind of look at you and smile and say, hey, we know that you did all the work. We have no interest in trying to steal any of the glory. So, we did our part and got you back here. And, we are more than happy to go our own separate ways. Good luck, stay safe, and don't succumb to chaos, or we'll come back and get you.
So they were just a plot device to bail us out. Okay. Thank you, Gore.
Let's just say...
No, we don't want them with us. We are
let's just say
happy to
for
part
right
with
now,
them.
that's fine that you think that. That's fine.
I don't like that.
Until they
Right now, that's
realize
perfect that you
fib.
think that. So, yeah. Let's
They're
see.
coming back to kill us, aren't
And
they?
I need
They're gonna kill us.
that as well.
Boy,
Especially the one with the
absolutely
gun.
going to kill us.
The one with the gun is going to especially kill us.
Especially kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to kill you even more than the others.
Probably.
You're gonna be so dead that you die.
You're so dead that you die more than once.
Guys, we need to level up quick. Let's just go kill some stuff in the woods.
We do calisthenics in the Great Park.
There you
I mean,
go.
we kind of got the squire killed. Does he count?
Can we have
XP
experience
getting
points
our
for the squire?
killed.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that we would have gotten experience points if we kept him alive. I think
Maybe
that's how that
so.
works with
Well,
like
damn it! They should have showed up sooner.
protecting innocence. And...
Yeah, we need to rewrite this story.
That's right.
I mean,
That's
that's
right.
how
Damn it.
certain games are. Like, however many innocent people you save, you get more experience points. Or if you let them get
Hey,
killed.
if that's part of the plot, for sure.
Do houses have hit points?
Houses? No, rats do. Maybe there's more
No.
Skaven. Go back down the sewer.
Yeah, Kydro,
Well, in
go down there.
Valheim, I get
Well, I
levels
gotta go find
for
2 more rat
punching
catchers.
rocks. So
Yeah, let's just go like farm XP somewhere. Let's level up.
That'll
Right.
make a good show.
Yep.
bit of grinding. Final Fantasy.
Random
style.
encounters 101. All right, so yeah, you are back in the town with Father Odo. What do you guys want to do?
Get rid of
The
him.
skull.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, let's go get rid of this.
Well, the witch
Yeah,
hunters
but-
are gone. Let's just walk back outside and push him off the balcony and let him fall to his death right here.
Neither
No.
of them made it.
Take
At
him
least
back home.
100 XP.
I mean, I assume we want to get rid of the
XP
skull
are
too,
you
right?
worth, Father Odo? Just out of curiosity. I mean,
Not plotting anything
You look
here.
like you were a pretty good fighter back in your day. How about we throw some hands?
I
You
mean,
won't see it
guys,
coming.
Crossroads, we could go chaos.
that's right.
Yes, guys, let's get rid of the skull, please.
Yeah,
The
let's
dead
go
weight.
straight
Let's get
to
rid of the dead
church.
weight
Let's
and
go
the
straight to
thing
the church and get this
Well,
handled.
it is
and the
a
artifact.
creepy
The artifact too.
skull, right?
Probably important that we get rid of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just get rid of this.
Okay. What's the physical state of everybody's health at this point?
Well, last time you said that we kind of like en route back, healed up, and
Yeah,
got
pretty much. That's right. Yeah,
so-
yeah, because you were
We're
with
good.
the you were with
The healer guy.
that one particular Ulrich Fischer, who was the physician who was traveling with the witch hunters. Okay, yep, that's right. That's what I wanted to double check. Okay,
So,
so you guys want to head straight down Main Street to the Temple of Ulrich? Is that the plan?
yeah,
Yeah, we're not stopping the car. keep going.
All right. Then to the temple you shall go. Alrighty.
Side thought was just, do we want to pawn this thing off at that one pawn shop? And
Sell the skull on the way. Sorry, couldn't find it.
Father Odo doesn't know what he's talking about. It's not in the city. It's not currently brewing any chaos or anything. This
Yeah.
isn't going to be.
I'd
the downfall of this
rather put an evil skull with people who can deal with it than
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
owner.
It was just thought because we did pass the pawn shop.
Got
That
it.
would
you
have
know,
been spicy and evil.
Is a pawn shop.
It's a
Okay.
good thing we're good people and we didn't do that. Types message to Gorbad.
Private message. I'm doing this. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. I need to. There we go. I need to pop out the chat box. Okay. Alrighty. Yep. So once you arrive at the Temple of Ulrich, I guess you're just going to want to wander straight in and try to find the priest, Ranulf.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will not be hard. He was a fairly... I mean, he was a kind of a tall, somewhat imposing, striking man. So you like... there he is. Okay. And as soon as he sees you walk in with Father Odo, several of the younger priests that are there all kind of come over to Father Odo and fawn over him and, Father Odo, are you okay? And check on him. And of course, because he's walking a little slower than he did when he left, and he's looking a little frailer and a little paler and a little thinner and a little more worrisome. So, yeah, Ranulf will come up to you and smile and say, it is good to see you back with us, Father Odo. I trust that you are all successful, yes?
Do you want us to, for lack of a better word, whip it out here?
No. Just,
Beg
but
your pardon?
this tells me you indeed were successful. You have the item from Father Odo's visions.
Yes. And
Ah!
it wasn't without some sacrifice. Unfortunately, Tristan did not survive.
Okay, he goes, then follow me. Quickly. And he kind of wanders down a hallway to the left. As you wander down that hallway, you can kind of get a strong smell of cooking, roasting meat and fresh vegetables comes wafting out as he kind of gets to a door. The door on the left is the one he stopped at, but the door on the right, you can hear the bustling and the clanging of pots and pans. And that's where the smell's coming from. It's like, that's probably the kitchen. Right, he opens the door. As he does so, he stops, like mid-turn of the key, and says, 1 second. Wait right here. And then he quickly turns and hustles back to the main chamber, where you see him, like, clicking fingers and pointing. Yo! Come here! An initiate priest kind of comes up close to him, and you see him lean in and talk very quietly to him. And he nods. And he says, Hurry! And then he kind of turns and quickly hustles back to you.
Before he gets back, I'm going to turn to Cadrell and say, I guess he didn't really care about Tristan, huh?
I guess not. I mean,
So,
did we?
he gets back. And he says, I have sent somebody to fetch a safe box to put the item in. Just in case we do not want to expose it to anybody for any longer than is absolutely necessary.
I hope the safe box can actually hold it. None of our bags have been able to.
Well, this particular box is it is blessed to resist things of chaos nature. Perhaps it will be successful, but nonetheless, it will be quickly taken and locked away deep inside the vaults.
Oh, you know better than we do on this.
And shortly afterwards, you
might
see him.
wanna-
You see an initiate kind of coming with a large, thick metal chest. And he says, give it to me. And then he tucks it under his arm, finishes opening, like, sure, you may go. And then he opens the door and beckons you in. Right, let me go ahead and move you guys to this map.
Yay!
Map's white too. Damn it. It's apparently an
You look
issue
dark
only
red.
I have, so
What is your issue?
I glow. I am so white.
Oh, you
that
mean
white
like if the
maps make me
background is
glow.
white, you...
Yeah.
Scoot back in your chair just like a little bit. There you go.
That's better. We need to get binoculars though. It's so far away.
Oh, right. And we'll do away with the sound of the city.
Oh.
Just for the rest of the game.
Maybe we should all do that just to like be all together.
Solidarity.
Yeah,
There you go.
solidarity.
I could probably play from here.
It looks like we're afraid of the computer.
Terrified of the keyboard. Okay. Right. Yeah, he leads you all into this big room. The room itself is kind of like supported by 4 large white columns. To the right, you can see kind of some stations set up where it looks like preset and meticulously pen volumes, like large volumes of tomes, and they like have a smaller book above that it seems that they're translating from. There's a huge big stained glass window at the far end of it, kind of with the sun shining through, glaring the shape of the window down onto the floor.
That's cool.
There are 4 large kind of water fonts in each corner, benches on the left-hand side, a small and simple table and chair set up on the right, with a large kind of bottle and numerous simple plain mugs. As soon as you get inside, he spins around and looks at you and he says, "Which of you has the item?" And at that point, you see him kind of like reach into his pocket, turn a lock, flip a catch, pull out a little metal bar, lift up 2 secondary catches, and open up the box. And inside the box itself, you can see, I mean, it's probably about 1.5 inches thick, and it looks like it's lead lined. And he kind of holds it up and says, "Whichever one of you has it, place it in the box quickly."
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, as soon as you put it in the box, he's like, boom, and slams the lid, and you have to like snatch your fingers back before he lops them off. Immediately, he puts the catches over, rams the rod back home, puts the padlock back on, turns the key, locks it up, and then he kind of takes it and slides it underneath the table where the drink is.
Will that stop it from singing or talking or whatever?
I would think the box is probably soundproof.
That's good.
Why weren't we given that on our journey?
We did not have it before. This is something that we have arranged and procured for this very specific purpose.
Yeah, I kind of wish we'd had that before we went.
Well, if we had known what we know now. But, some additional research has led us to understand more about what this particular artifact is. This is why we realize we must have something very, very powerful to keep it in containment.
Is Father Odo gonna be okay?
I am hoping that the connection to Father Odo will be severed by the protections that we will cast and place upon this box. At that point, hopefully Odo will recover. Are you feeling better, my friend? I have felt worse than I do today. But I
Forgot he was in the room with us.
a great deal better. Just knowing that this vile thing has been captured and is locked away safe, I'm sure at the very least, even if my frail form does not find peace, at least my mind and spirit perhaps will.
That's beautiful, Father Odo.
That
says,
also means he's willing to just shed his mortal coil. That's free XP.
now, tell me, the young
You should
squire
turn around
that
and
was
stab
sent
him.
with you, is he perhaps outside, still taking care of the horse and cart?
No, I was trying to mention earlier. Unfortunately, Tristan fell to pursuers.
Oh, after Catarel says that, I'm going to take out the symbol that he had on his body and say that we couldn't bring his body back for a burial, but he had this on his person. I don't know if like he can be honored or whatever, but
We will all say a prayer for Tristan at the next evening song. It is a shame that one so young has left us, but such is the way of those that choose to try to become Knights of the White Wolf.
Oh, speaking of which, this I recovered from the burial chamber. I'm gonna pull out the big banner for the White Wolf.
Okay. You unroll it and he looks at it and says, oh, "Dear me, you found this in the tomb?"
It was among other trophies scattered about the chambers. Yes.
This was lost during the Battle of Grimmenhagen in 2302. It is one of our order's rarest defeats. So, it is a great find that you return it to us, and you will be very well rewarded for this.
Just seemed
Now,
not to belong there.
if you will indulge me just one moment further.
I'm gonna look a little disappointed that he seems more excited about a cloth than he was about honoring Tristan.
He kind of opens the door and yells down the corridor again, and that young priest comes up.
I guess I'll move out of the way. Jeez.
With that, he gets the box out from underneath and says, "You must take this to the vault. Do not stop. Take it straight there. Secure it inside our most sturdy vault box and close the vault behind you. Do not let anybody stop and question you. Just straight away. Go, go, go. If anybody says anything, tell them that you are doing it on the direct order of High Priest Liebenitz, Herr Priest of Ulrich. Now, quickly." Nods and off he goes.
You might want to send someone with him.
You think so?
Well, it did manage to control one person at a time.
Very well. On your way, stop and find Father Henrik. Father Henrik will go with you. If anything strange should happen, Father Henrik will know what to do. Does this make you feel better?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Good.
That was a good idea, Aldet.
I just don't want this thing escaping again. I really don't want to have to track it one more time.
Alright. With that, he closes the door and turns around and goes back over and says, "Well, yes. The Deputy High Priest Liebenitz will be very happy. He is in charge here while High Priest Herr Ulrich is away fighting with the Emperor. And he was particularly concerned that the skull should be brought here to keep it out of the hands of chaos. Now, it's time for the matter of your reward. But please, before that, let me offer each of you a drink. You must be parched." And he goes over and opens the bottle of wine and pours 6 glasses. And then walks up to each of you and hands you a glass.
Thank you.
All right. With that, Father Odo says, "No, not for me. I am tired enough already. The spirits in the alcohol will no doubt just make my farm even more Frail, just water for me. And with that, he kind of just wanders over and takes an empty cup and dips it into the font.
I thought you were using an expression. I thought he said my farm even more frail, and I was thinking like,
No.
if you buy the farm, that means that you die.
By the farm, right. Okay, he says, so yeah, he's kind of standing over here by the table, tips the glasses. He says, come, each of you, take a glass. We will raise a toast to poor Tristan.
Oh man, when he puts it that way, because I don't want to trust anyone.
Right? I'm thinking the same thing.
Like, yeah, he's a holy man, and he's like, doing all these good things, and we're totally working for him. But man, he's pouring us wine. What if we die?
This is where we all die.
I'm gonna get to play a dwarf, so bring on the wine.
Yep. Hey,
a priest kills us for once. My, how the turntables.
Say, come.
Is that a Ertengerd localization?
Come over here, my elvish friend. Come, get you a glass. And once he makes sure all of you have got a glass, and Father Odo's holding his mug of water, he holds the glass up. He says, "To poor Tristan, who died valiantly in the pursuit of the prevention of the spread of chaos." And then he takes a swig of the glass.
Drink it.
Okay.
The Tristan.
All right.
I'm gonna take a small sip.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just a fairly sweet and palatably fruity red wine. That's all it is. It's not anything ridiculously strong or anything like that. I mean, it's probably no more than what they probably use, any of their services or sermons.
Look, it's ridiculously strong for some of us, okay?
He says, so, can you tell me the details of, the unfortunate passing of young Tristan, so that we can make sure his mother and father are told about his valiant passing?
He defended... excuse me. He defended Odo with his last breath.
And
Not
pray tell,
caring
what
about
was it
himself
that
at all.
was assailing you at this time?
Satyrs.
Sailors?
A small
we were
horde
being-
of beastmen, yeah.
Yes, the artifact was calling out to the beastmen in the area, and they had us fairly surrounded at that point.
I see.
Tristan survived a long time versus one of the more brutal of them that attacked us. He's trying to protect Odo.
And these beastmen I suppose these were just lying in wait inside the Drakfold forest. What kinds of creatures did you encounter, or what vile magics did you come across when you regained the skull itself?
After he says vile magic, I'm gonna look at the wine in my glass and put it down, remembering the blood.
Okay,
Oh yeah, it reminds
does
me
he
of the
seem
blood.
at all different from when we left? Because he's really interested in this tomb thing. I don't like it.
I am not picking up any of this as a happy man.
Yeah, no,
I think
it
she just
seems-
doesn't
I don't
trust
see
him.
anything suspicious of
I
what's
just don't think
happening
she
here.
trusts him at all.
Okay.
Well, we encountered a minotaur man, large, right?
Yeah, at least twice the size of an average beastman. At least twice.
And also blood ghosts.
Blood ghosts.
Yeah, I don't know how else to put that one exactly. They seem to be animated.
They were puddles of blood that turned into people, and they swatted at us, and it was
Scheiße.
not a good time.
The
Yeah,
vile
blood
workings
tendrils.
of chaos never ceases to amaze me. It knows no bounds.
There was a blood fountain that spewed poisonous blood at us.
A blood fountain that spewed
You
poison.
are very lucky that each of you have managed to leave this place with your wits and faculties intact.
Oh, and skeletons. Animated skeletons.
Ah, yes. The disturbing of the rest of the dead. Another
There were
monstrosity.
symbols for like the blood god. There was like a big statue of him, and then
And with that, he kind of like just mutters under his breath as he kind of looks up as he says a small kind of prayer to Ulrich, more like a blessing. He says, "One of the 4 chaos gods, Korn the bloodletter. He is the blood god. The
then we
most
desecrated
violent and foul of all the chaos gods."
and then we desecrated a crypt, a coffin, and we got the artifact
If
off
the
of
coffin was something that was aligned with chaos, then believe me, there is no desecration. There is nothing holy about this place. Indeed, it is unholy. As
touche.
he says that, Father Odo drops the cup on the floor, and you see him like go, and he collapses down to one hand, like drops on the ground.
Oh no, it's another vision.
Oh, what the fuck?
Okay.
Vision.
As you watch Father Odo, he kind of rolls over onto his side and then begins to convulse. As he convulses, like, he starts to foam at the mouth. Immediately, like, Priest Ranulph runs over to him and says, Father Odo! And, like, reaches down to kind of touch on him. As he does that, you suddenly notice that Father Odo's skin begins to bubble and starts to turn purple.
Oh, what the hell?
Not a vision.
Not a vision. Almost instinctively, upon seeing that, Ranulph kind of leaps backwards away from him. He says, he goes, "Back away, child! Back away!" As he kind of like, almost it's like he wants to rush forward to grab hold, and pull Bertilda back, but he doesn't. He like goes, "Back away, child! Back away!"
Yeah, can I like grab you and pull you back?
I mean, yeah, you want to like just run up behind her and grab her and like.
Yeah. If she's not gonna, because
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't resist. I would just
It
kind
looks
of
like
be
she's
looking.
I mean, she's probably just more standing in shock and
Yeah.
like, oh, what's going on? Okay.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to exactly touch him when his skin starts
Yeah.
blowing because I don't want to make it
Okay,
worse. But
his
I am going
hair,
to look
like,
at the other priests, like,
his
what the hell,
grey
help
hair
him.
starts to drop out, and his kind of like stained, old, dirty, white, now greyish tunic begins to split down the back as thick purple scales begin to burst into view.
Okay, I'm pulling out my sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weathering up.
Ready.
As he writhes and thrashes on the floor, his face twists into an almost unrecognizable shape, and his body begins to swell. His arms suddenly like go whoosh and elongate as they turn into 2 long tentacles with large claws attached to the hands.
Okay, I feel like I would have run up and stabbed him.
You may indeed run up and make an attack on Father Odo initially, seeing as that's kind of like your
Yeah, when he
initial
started
instinct.
Transforming, I'd be like, okay, let's
Yep.
put him out of his misery.
yeah, I'm gonna drop back behind this pillar and knock an arrow.
Okay.
Same.
All right. So you can go ahead and make a initial attack. Basically, make a single attack against Father Odo. This is like a free attack while he's transforming. You hit.
Ooh, nice.
The left arm.
I need my pad of notes.
That was some
An
small
awful
damage.
damage.
Okay.
You're hesitating because
It's
Father
been,
Odo.
it's been a day. We do have our rerolls.
I mean, I didn't
Yes,
want to
you do.
have to kill
Everybody
another
does
priest.
have all of their fortune
Kill
points.
for the priest.
Okay, you lash out at him, and it's like right as the sword cuts his flesh, is as it's transforming, and the transformation kind of just sort of heals the wound as it happens. Like,
Oh,
it was
goddamn.
barely a cut, like a major cut anyway. Okay, so the first thing, this is absolutely hideous. Absolutely hideous.
well,
I need
yeah.
all of you to make a willpower check.
Oh no.
Oh, dude, I am so here for Insane Cat.
27
This
for
resisting chaos.
Priest Ranald.
Oh yeah.
So, what did you say?
Is this resisting chaos?
It is not. It's actually resisting fear, so it's a little different.
Just checking. Wouldn't have mattered.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
everybody fails except for Batilda
I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna
and
use a-
Father Ranulf. Okay,
Can I re-roll?
you absolutely can. You can spend a fortune point.
I'm going to try. Nope.
Okay. Never mind. Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Somebody didn't get the second COVID shot. Profit.
Right, you need a second coverage shot. Okay.
I mean, look at it this way, guys. We get to get the Father Odo experience points.
Oh.
It's
I'm
just
wishing
buffed
you
up a little
had
bit.
turned around and stabbed him
Yeah,
now.
we really should have just killed him at the gate.
We should have let him die in the forest. Damn it.
No, then we would have had to fight him then.
Guys, I worked really hard to bring him back alive. I'm
I know.
disappointed by this.
We worked so hard to keep
You
him
know,
okay.
no, not. We're double dipping. We saved him, so got experience. Now we gotta kill him
Now
to
we
get
kill him.
experience.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm totally turned into the other priest. What the hell was in that water?
Just holiness.
Yeah, just holiness.
Oh god, was it holy water?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the only thing that was different is you all drank the wine, and he drank water that he drunk out of that font. So you could certainly assume. I mean, maybe it had
That
something
was
to
the
do with
only
that.
thing that was different.
And Bertilda,
I hope that wasn't the only thing that was different.
Bertilda, why don't you drink some water and see what happens?
Right? That's what I was
That's
thinking.
smart. thing to
Fighting
do.
a guy. Maybe let's handle this first, and then we can fight Bertilda for the experience points.
Right?
If I start to convulse, just fucking kill me. Okay?
It's like zombieism.
We could do that to Cad, because then he can become a dwarf.
Yeah. I just want to play it.
We get experience, you become a dwarf character. Win-win.
I'm just gonna be like the
this thing
stock
doing? Here we go.
dwarf from the first Witcher game.
See,
Just
I'm
walk
thinking.
around,
I'm thinking.
Liquors are my best friend, and just like that's all I do.
See, I'm thinking the gamer's Darkness Rising, where you just play the bard that dies all the time.
Yeah.
Bring out a sheet. I'm a bard. I'm the same bard. I'm a bard. Just.
My name is Bard Bardson. My name is
Bard
Card
Bardingson,
Cardson.
yeah.
My name is
Hold on.
Dard Dardson.
There it is. Okay.
Behind the mound of dead bards.
Hide behind the mound of dead bards. Bards suck.
Oh, I'll be honest. I think bards in 3.5 do suck.
Bards in 3.5 are really
That's
hard.
not what I'm
Like,
looking
they're
for.
not. They're not good.
Bards in 5th edition, I think, are better, right?
Yeah, they're way better.
Yeah, apparently disliking bards is a common thing. I don't know if you ever watch any of Pro Jared's D&D content or whatever. But he'll be like, listen to him, and he's like, this class is awesome. This class is great. And he's like, bards can get the fuck out of my party.
Bards are just rangers who can't fight.
Rangers that like to sing. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, the gym. Just liking bards was almost like the first meme. I think the first meme was Fireball, right? The wizard or sorcerer doing Fireball, you know.
You know, was it Lightning Bolt? The guy
Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, who's like a paladin, and he just goes Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt. It's like you don't even
was
have
that again?
spells. Also, I cast magic missile.
There we
into
are.
the
That's what I'm looking for.
I cast magic missile into the darkness. Love that one.
Hey guys, just let me know when that happens. I gotta get DRC to go on, like I need to do like a test stream and get him to go onto it and help me figure out what's wrong with the mic.
Well, it's fine now, so.
Yeah.
I've lost something here. Sorry. I apologize for my sudden breaking of the inertia.
Does that mean that we win against this creature?
No.
He just turns back into regular Odo and he's like, excuse me.
It was a vision after all.
Where are those Winchesters? Let's go find them.
I mean, I would be a little more worried about the artifact now than I was a minute ago.
I just
Glad
blacked
I
out
sent
for a
another person
second.
with them because
What happened? What'd I miss?
Right?
Oh, well, that's why I couldn't find it. I was looking in the wrong damn book. Okay.
This is why you send 2 people with the artifact at all times.
yeah, have them stand guard. Have a changing of the guard. You know.
I'm
Maybe
just
3
wondering
guards,
if
so
he
that
was
when it
like
reaches
this
out to
when we
one.
left. He had been touched by chaos before.
I mean, he
That's
was
why-
probably touched by chaos. That's why he was getting the nightmares.
Yeah.
Now that retrospect is telling me these things.
Well, I mean, now we're never gonna know because we're about to kill him.
Oldette's just convinced that we should never trust the priesthood again.
That's fine. Let's just chain him up.
I look forward to your pamphlets to that effect. Go around town, just.
Hey, I've got the
Lots of
blood
extra,
paper.
Because
I've got
nobody has a pet, whatever the hell this is.
Elders touched by chaos demons, exploding into purple monsters with tentacle arms.
Right?
No, the truth is too crazy. People wouldn't believe it. You'd have to go something a little simpler.
Yeah, I was gonna
And he
say something.
smells
Where
bad.
can I find this?
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna refrain. But it had to do with the church in real life, so yeah.
Yeah, don't go there.
Don't go there. I'm not.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put it in your head by suggesting it.
Thing is, Odo didn't seem like he knew that he was. That makes me nervous about us.
Hmm. That makes me excited about my insanity points.
Ooh.
Well, we're about to get some, aren't we?
Probably.
I think we're just
Okay.
going to react in fear.
All right, nope. Right, that's what I just got what I wanted. Okay. Anyway, back to where we were. So, those of you that failed, you are gripped with fear. You do not get to act
great.
until you successfully pass a willpower check.
Oh, dang.
Well, this is bad because I can't go first on initiative no matter what the hell happens.
Well, you can. We'll just be there going like.
So basically, Bertilda is, so now you guys need to give me your initiative rolls so we can figure out what order you're going in. And,
in it.
In it.
Ooh. Hey.
Wow, I could not have done worse.
Nope, you literally couldn't. Matthew Bain with a 59.
I rolled a 1, too.
Catarel with a
Oh, no, I
54. Aldette with a 49. Bertild with a 21. Okay. Let me go ahead and roll Father Ranulph's initiative.
He kind of looks like a purple Laffy Taffy
Kinda.
mixed with
He's a
Grimace.
36. Okay.
and Squidward.
Hmm.
I think he looks kind of cool.
And like one of the prawns from District 9.
Right. And Ranulph is going to go on a 43. Okay.
So you say that, Jim, but I think I'm the only one that actually heard it chanting to the point where it almost affected me.
Right.
So
The
that's
good
kinda
news is
scary.
this thing is not quick. It has 1d10 plus
I think it'll
18
be quicker
agility.
than me.
No, it's going to be
Just a
slower
little
than
doggy.
you.
Oh,
Just
what
a
the
little
hell?
doggy.
Sweet score.
I mean, Kat and I heard it chanting too. We just
Okay.
weren't affected by it.
All right. So in the order of which we have, so Matthew Bain, you're basically your first combat round. The first thing you have to do is pass a willpower test.
You can do it. You can do it. Save us all.
Can he? Because he just failed it twice.
That's right. We have to.
All right, Matthew
Damn it,
Bain,
Jagged, I'm sorry.
you can do nothing this turn. You are terrified. Cadarel.
I hate you.
Is it
Kat,
because I'm
you,
better?
You have
He is the superior elf.
dug
I am
in
the
and found your courage, sir. You get to act as you wish.
Well, it wasn't that far, obviously. Yeah, I'm gonna lean out and fire a shot.
Okay.
I had it knocked already, so I can aim and shoot.
Yep. Giving you a +10.
Does the door open in or out? Because I feel like if somebody came in behind him, they could just knock him on his face, and that might help us a little bit.
Actually, the door opens into the corridor.
Oh, damn it.
You will shoot and miss. Do you wish to spend a point?
I'm gonna spend it because again,
'Cause
spending
your
what I'm
target's
doing is
pretty high.
statistically better. Yeah, and 94 is unlikely.
In the
to
gym,
happen again.
be
There
quiet.
we go.
Hey!
Right, your arrow strikes it in the right leg
Some damage. Oh,
for 5. Okay.
It's okay, dude. I feel you.
Unfortunately, the arrow
doesn't
kind
hurt
of
him.
ricochets off those horrid purple scales and leaves little more than a faint mark.
Hits me. What the hell, Cat?
Aldette.
that's what you get.
I feel like I should get a bonus because I'm fearless.
Well, that's why you
Didn't
passed,
need
isn't it? That's why you passed. Okay, what does Aldette wish to do?
Aim and shoot?
Okay, you wish to aim and shoot at Father Odo as well?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. Sadly.
I'm not giving you minuses yet because technically Bertilda is not in melee with it yet.
He's also like 3 times her size right now, right?
He's no taller. He's just got long
Ooh,
tentacles
nice.
and he's kind of bloated.
Ooh.
Okay, but you
Head.
you managed to shoot
Head.
him in the head. Okay. How much damage can you do?
A lot.
good
Not
amount.
bad. Okay.
Nice.
And how many wounds do you
That
have?
is
All
definitely
right.
the best at everything.
Okay, the arrow strikes the side of his head, opening up a huge, big gash. As the gash opens up, kind of like tiny little tentacles kind of go out of the wound almost, like little tiny squiddling tentacles. Father Ranulph, with no weapons, turns around, grabs a chair, and just tries to smash the chair across the Chaos-Spawn version of Father Odo. He has a weapon skill of 41.
No.
Nope, he
Oh.
barely misses. Okay, Bertilda. What do you want to do? Do you want to get in there, or... Run away! Run away!
Gore, you know I'm all about getting in there.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right, you well, now you're on, technically you can make...
Yeah.
Ooh, nice! Okay, second attack.
Yeah.
Okay,
Whoa!
you got him down to 0 with that attack, so this one... but it's only a 5! Okay,
Reroll. Reroll.
you strike
Reroll.
his skull.
Reroll,
The
you
first...
think, the damage?
Yeah, you should reroll the damage.
Okay,
You can, yeah.
why not? I got 3 of them.
Oh, what? I'll never give you suggestions ever again. Live your life free.
Well, that sucks.
I'm leaving.
All right, yeah. Well, the first one opened up a good-sized wound on his left arm, and kind of thick, kind of purplish, almost goopy blood kind of drips down. And then you smack him on top of the head, but because of the kind of pointed shape of his head and the fact that it's hard and scaly, the blade kind of like catches it at an angle and glances down, not doing any additional damage.
No, bad Odo.
But now it is Odo's turn. Okay. Odo's right tentacle is going to lash out at Father Ranulph. A 4. Ooh. Does Ranulph have a dodge?
Oh my god, you guys, are we gonna get a twofer? Are we gonna kill 2 priests at once?
That would be our luck. honestly.
he does
Is that
not.
more
Okay.
experience?
So he
Just starting to get,
strikes.
like, kill
The
steal
claw
him.
strikes Father Ranulph on the right arm.
He's not the super armored one, is he?
It's okay, guys. He has another one. Arm, I mean.
Probably.
And he strikes him for 13 wounds.
Maybe not.
All right, basically the claw like grabs hold and rakes all the way down, ripping open his tunic and digging deep talons into his arm, as Father Ranald kind of like winces in pain and drops the remainder of the busted chair upon the floor. The second tentacle, he slashes directly at Bertilda.
And gets parried, probably.
He will hit, but you absolutely can parry. You have a shield, and of course that gives you your full parry, so... Woo! Okay. Yeah, the huge clawed hand, like the way he uses the tentacles, it almost uses them like it's cracking a whip. Like the tentacles are reeled back and then hurled with velocity, and then
whips.
The claw kind of is almost like the end of the whip. You're able to pull that shield up as it goes and clangs onto the shield, but does not strike you.
Guess
That,
what my
knowing
personal
about whips thing, is that
proficiency
also an Ertengerd thing?
That's an
know.
Ertengerd thing.
What were we all doing in Ertengerd?
Okay.
Wouldn't you like to know? I mean, we're not doing anything now because the city got run over.
Its final attack is basically like its tongue is also like a tentacle, but it has a bony dart on the end of it that is probably about 5 to 6 inches long, and it goes and like Toad like lashes it straight forward also at Bertilda. Fortunately, as you kind of pull your shield back, you can see the tongue outroll. You're only able to kind of just lean to the side as it like goes and misses.
He's got 3 attacks.
He does have 3 attacks, yes. All right. Matthew Bain, you are still terrified.
Yeah.
Getting good, man. Getting good. Hey!
But seeing that it is almost defeated and being able to realize that Bertilda is valiantly able to defend and battle this thing, you find your courage as you cower in the corner. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna run for my quarterstaff and try to hit it.
Okay.
Can I charge, or is it just a regular attack? Because I didn't.
You don't have the room to charge, I don't think.
Right. So movement-wise, it wasn't that much. Ooh, I should have cast a spell.
Well, you've got the range on a quarterstaff, so I mean, you can make a normal attack.
So if I don't have to move, I'm doing an all-out attack.
Okay. Yep, go for it.
Because I need all the bonuses I can get here.
But you do know that, well, you don't get to dodge or parry anyway. Okay, yep, you swing your staff and belt it in the right leg.
Dude, if you get a magical crit here,
it's like hitting a tree trunk. Basically, it reverberates back up your arm like and does nothing. Cadilrel.
I'm not gonna take the time to aim. I'm just gonna shoot.
Okay, it is in melee now, so the usual negative 20 doth apply.
An okay ballistic skill. There we go.
Oh, nice.
You carefully position the arrow and the arrow flies clear underneath its tentacle, catching it in the body.
For no damage at all.
Well, it will ignore the 1 point of armor, but still does no damage at all.
Okay, guys, Odette goes next.
It's okay, guys. Odette will carry us.
Yep, she always
Oh,
does.
that's aiming.
She was
What's
on.
wrong?
Okay.
Reload and aim.
Reload and aim. Okay, so you're not shooting. All right. With the wound that he has and no weapon, Father Ranulf is going to go and take the second of the 2 chairs, and hold it out in front of him, more like he's lion taming, and he's like just prodding it towards it, but not really attacking with it. He's like just trying to hold it at bay and like it's like he's trying to draw its attention, but not using the chair as a club, because he realizes then he's really shit out of luck. Bertilda. Down to you. Can you slay Father Odo?
Can you kill an old man?
You kill the old man. Not with those swings. You gonna re-roll or no?
Muted.
Yeah, I realized that. Yeah.
Okay, you can take a re-roll? Okay.
I'd give up.
All right.
I just put my stuff down and just go walk and sit down on one of the stools.
Okay.
We're
In that
a world.
case, once again, Odo will attack. This time, for the first one, the right-hand claw is going to go at Matthew Bain now that he's closer than Brother Ranulph.
Yeah.
And he will hit you, sir.
Fucking schmoogaboo.
What was that?
It was a sentence.
All right.
I was casting a spell, alright?
84, he will strike you on the right leg.
Yeah.
And deliver you.
Wait, are you stabbing at it? What are you doing?
Oh, he's
Not-
hitting.
No, I mean you.
He whacked it with his staff.
Right.
He
You're
hit you
not-
for 6. That's not too bad.
Didn't you parry?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
6 to the right leg, sir.
Oh, did you full out attack?
I full out, because
Yeah.
otherwise I have a 29% chance to hit with no
Yep.
You
full.
should probably fix that.
Why didn't I use the I was casting a spell excuse in school? I know, right?
Because that would have went even better.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. Still
Yeah.
ouchies, but
Okay, Bertilda, you're getting the other tentacle. Which will miss.
Nah, bring it, squid face.
And then the dart tongue. Which will also miss. Okay,
The dart tongue.
Matthew Bain.
yeah, I am casting my little darty dart. I'm doing the dart of my own.
Okay.
So I'm gonna channel first.
But you're not
Alright.
using your tongue, so it's inferior.
Insult his weak tongue.
You
game.
successfully channeled the magical energies.
I still have some darts left. So I actually have quite a few because I stole a bunch. So
Thieving swine.
The inferior elf full attacked.
now we wait a half hour. How's everyone's day going?
Yeah, while the most complicated macro in the world does its thing.
I always
Are
get
you chat
excited
doing
for the
alright?
channel
Family's
stuff.
okay?
I think it means you did.
Oh no!
Right?
Oh.
Me too.
Oh,
always
yes,
think
it
that-
wins. No, wait, that's channeling.
Oh wait, we still gotta
sad.
wait to see if you suck or not.
Can I reroll? I'm gonna use my second reroll.
Yeah.
You can.
I am gonna hit this. I'm gonna kill Steel. Okay.
It's not kill stealing if it's a team fight.
Right?
We're literally all trying to kill this thing.
I am not failing with no.
Come on,
again.
re-roll your math cubes, make them go clack clack.
I
Kill
did.
stealing would be if I shot the priest from across the room.
But the macro has to use an abacus to calculate it. So we
That's
gotta-
right, yeah.
It's going, and it'll be. Oh my god.
Oh.
We are not having a good time with the fortune rolls. Like,
No. Okay. Yeah, no, your spell is not successful. The magics fizzle at your fingertips. Once again proving why a sword is better than magic. Okay, Catherell.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue the just straight.
The
shoot.
problem is it's not the macro so much as Roll20 doesn't. The Roll20 engine, I guess, doesn't have the processing power to do it quickly.
so like it
miss.
reads each line by line instead of just.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Reads it all at once and it's like, okay, I got you.
I'm gonna use my second reroll here.
Okay.
'Cause I figure
Reroll.
This is probably the only guy we're fighting. Probably for the day. So
Hopefully.
this will be my last one.
And it hits though. It was worth the spend. Okay,
Maybe
strike it in the
if
left
I can
arm.
do any damage at all.
Yes, you will. You ignore the armor, so it can only count its toughness bonus. That is a 3 crit to the right arm, sir.
Okay, we're starting.
Make it
this-
count. Sorry, the right tentacle. Oh, left tentacle, indeed.
Oh, I hit.
It doesn't matter, it's the same. The claw
Yes, that means
is
he
turned
doesn't-
into a bloody ruin. Anything held in the claw is dropped, except a shield. Blood loss is such that it has a 20% chance of dying each round.
Which it never does.
Test at the start of the victim's turn. Use the sudden death rules for any further crits on the opponent. If he survives this combat, he must make a successful toughness test or lose the hand permanently.
Sudden
I
death
feel
is,
like
is a good thing.
if something happened where one of us could bleed out, it totally would happen. But
Yeah,
Definitely.
like instantly.
Okay, so there's a 20% chance
We would
that
all
it's
roll
dying, but he's still active. He just has one attack less. Okay. Aldette,
I'm gonna
do it,
shoot.
Aldette.
you got your aim on this time, so
Yeah, so it's only -10. Which is not very good. I'm sorry, guys.
nice shot.
Nice, you got him.
Aldette is the luckiest.
If you do enough damage to damage him, there we
Holy
go.
For
shit.
11, okay, take
That's
it
what I'm
off.
saying,
6
Aldette.
is a 5 crit to the right leg.
Okay.
This
But
why-
it doesn't matter because it's sudden death because it's a crit anyway.
Yep.
Because he's
I don't
under
need to
sudden
roll
death
it.
rule. So, congratulations. You have killed Father Odo. Well done. Yay, Odo is dead.
Aldette is lucky because she stole the lucky feat from 5th edition. She's a halfling.
I mean, there's a little button that I can click if I get lucky or something. I think I saw that on here.
Yep.
Basically, what Aldette stands over there and she waits, like Bertilda, to get a couple of good swings, and then she just comes in and finishes it all.
The gym,
So-
yeah, that is
I mean,
correct.
I hit him
There
pretty
are a
well
lot of
in the
spells that
beginning.
No,
can
you
have
hit
multiple attacks.
amazingly. Like, you do great damage.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and I hit him twice.
Yeah. Okay. So the good news is and we're gonna have him fall dead, kind of here away from the door because it's just more there, dead. It was fun to make this token, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just like a weird creature wearing an
Okay. However, outside the door, you can hear chaos, like ah! Yelling and hollering and clanging and like something bad is going on out there.
Oh, no.
Father Ranulph is kind of like clutching his arm.
We should go check on the artifact.
They were waiting for this, apparently.
What was the cause? What?
was
Father
in the
Father
water?
Ranulph is kind of like he runs over and examines, picks up the cup, and sniffs it. Does not smell of anything.
Well, was it blessed?
It's iocane powder.
Was it blessed, Father?
He comes over and kind of like looks in the font.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too and do sense magic.
Okay.
Like I just maybe I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving.
Oh,
the
before you
table.
roll
I'm
that,
gonna
hold on a
barricade
sec.
the
Let me-
door.
Sure.
Would a chaos
Okay.
creature
I'm not
be
barricading.
affected by holy water, Father?
This water should have been blessed in the name of Ulrich.
I have a feeling that's the problem.
But okay,
Should I do my sense?
yeah, go ahead.
Hey.
Yes, the water
What?
appears to have a lace of magic about it.
There's some.
In fact, seeing as you've seen it before,
And I rolled well on that one.
there's little teeny tiny bits of purple dust, like at the very bottom.
Oh no.
Looks like somebody put warpstone dust in the fountain.
Oh, holy shit.
I'm
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be like
Hence the
transformation. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So once
So-
you once you
Should've just-
ascertain that, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
You
be like,
just got lit.
don't drink the water. It has warpstone in it.
When you say that, Ranulph kind of immediately leaps backwards, still clutching his arm, like away from it in terror. Ah, what is that? What is that dreadful noise outside? Quickly, we must investigate.
Do you
What
not
if
have
it's all the
anything to
water?
fight with?
What if the water supply in the city's been tainted?
Which way to the artifact? That's what we need to check on.
We need to protect it.
Which
They must have
direction
been waiting
should we
for
go
it.
Okay.
when we-
Well, he kind of bundles open the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him my axe and shield so he has something to fight with.
I mean, isn't his arm injured, though?
Yeah, he's pretty beat
Oh,
up. Okay.
he's honest. Okay.
Let me go ahead and move you guys out into the corridor.
Oh, there's water on the floor.
There we go.
Well, I mean, I probably can't
so the
see that
kitchen
from
door
where
is
I am.
open, and you can hear all kinds of weird, horrible sounds in there, like inane cackling and laughing and screaming, and the kitchen staff seems to be somewhat maladied. Peering through the door, you can see the 3 kitchen staff. One of them has a small pair of leathery wings that are like busted out of his shoulders at the back. They're too small
that's
for him to
kinda
fly, but
fucking
they're like just
cool.
flapping anyway. Another seems to have like a meat cleaver has somehow fused with his arm. It's like physically part of him now. It's like attached itself organically. The third is his skin is all purple and is covered in large blotches and maroon sores that are oozing some kind of foul-smelling pus.
Paladin.
And the one that has the little wings, his eyes have also turned solid violet with no pupils at all. They're like just completely violet all the way over.
Right off.
Upon seeing
Hay
that,
fever season. It's fine.
Father Ranulph says, let me fix my map. Sorry.
Why don't we just close the door and forget they're in there?
They're probably intelligent. I'm going to draw my bow and be ready to shoot the purple guy.
Father Ranulph says, kind of points to the right and says, the skull would have been taken to the vaults that way, but I do not believe that this is directly related to the skull. This is more likely to do with what you found, the water supply. He goes,
Which means it could be widespread.
yep. He's like,
Someone would have done this probably knowing that the skull was on its way back.
but the kitchen would be a source also that would have had water. We must destroy these creatures at once and then close the door.
We need to spread the word not to drink the water since we don't know how
Yeah.
far.
You're hurt. Why don't you go ahead and just tell people not to drink any water while we deal with these guys?
Okay. He kind of looks and then reluctantly agrees. He says, this makes sense.
But don't put yourself in any unnecessary
Do
danger.
not let
Come
them.
back to
Do
us.
not let them out of the. Do not let them out of the temple. You must stop them from escaping. And he's saying that as they look like they're charging forward to try to get towards the door. With that, he clutches his arm and he's going to rush down the hallway to where you can hear a lot of people kind of running and screaming away. Okay. What do you guys want to do?
And take them out as they come through the door.
I'd like to shoot the purple guy. The
Attack
purple
him.
guy's the scariest to me.
I'm gonna shoot as well.
Okay.
Get ready to close the door and hold it shut.
Horror in the kitchen. Okie dokie. So you want to allow them through the door, but then like try to take them as they come out?
No,
Just
I was
one
going
at
to
a
shoot
time?
through the doorway and
Yeah.
hopefully someone's going to slam it shut.
Okay. Well, everybody give me your initiatives then
Okay.
for this combat.
Oh, poor Matilda.
Crap away.
She kills when she gets in fights, but that
We
initiative.
really need to just.
It's
buy her
good though.
some
We need her
awesome
to hold
armor
back so we can get
after
that
all
first
this.
shot in without the negative effect. So it's really good, actually.
That's true.
Matthew Bain on a 56. Catarel on a 49. Odette on a 47.
Almost.
Well, I mean, it doesn't
Matilda
help that
on a
I'm
24.
down by 10 agility because of something. Probably,
The armor.
Your armor.
yeah.
Yeah.
And their agility is okay, 33. So
Yeah, we shouldn't kill the one with the cleaver for hands, because he'd still be a good cook, you know?
Yeah, the one with the pustules
all
is
right,
kind of
and
a
they're
health
going on a
violation.
35.
He would probably kill people to put in the food. Like, there's a problem here.
Okay.
Barnaby doesn't,
you're saying-
Barnaby
All
doesn't
right,
care.
Matthew Bain. Technically, you get to act first. What do you want to do?
Alright, I'm going to channel and cast a dart spell without using a dart, even though I still have darts, but I need to be a little bit more frugal. So-
Okay.
So channel. So it's a 50-50 shot. If I succeed, I fail. So it's a 45.
Batwing Boy does still have a platter of food. Yeah, he's holding like a tray with a mug and a bowl of steaming liquid on it. Okay, your channeling failed, sir.
Yes. So it's just a straight roll, 6 or above to succeed on a D10. So
I mean, it may just be a mutation to help him serve food faster, guys. You don't know.
Pretty
Helps
sure.
him run fast.
Maybe he had those from birth.
it was a success.
What?
Yes. I'm a wizard, Harry.
All right.
Just got really excited there. I'm sorry.
Okay, yes. So the dart will indeed fly through and hit the left arm.
It's the cleaver guy because he's like line of sight.
Okay.
So.
So
it dealt
and
20.
dang,
22.
yeah. So you got an additional 9, 22 damage
Damn.
Hells yeah.
to the left arm. Finally, your magics did something. All right. Toughness bonus of 3, wounds 11, 14. And you did how much? 22.
Yeah.
8 crits.
Yeah.
An 8 crit out the gate.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
8 crit on the left arm.
8 crit on the left arm. Yeah, and you said that's the cleaver boy?
The cleaver
Roll a
boy.
1.
So it's his non-cleaver hand. He'll lose all manual dexterity. He can't open doors.
The left arm. So that's his non-cleaver hand.
Alright.
His arm is now a dangling mass of bloody meat. Anything held in the air is dropped. Bloody, bloody, blah. 20% chance of dying, sudden blood loss, this, that, the other, kind of we know. Okay. Alright, yeah, so the dart kind of destroyed his left hand. But he kind of looks at it and goes, ha, 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 and raises up his cleaver hand and starts to shake it violently as he's still running forward. Cadorel.
I'm gonna shoot the purple boy because he makes me nervous.
Okay. Purple boy, kill the purple boy.
I mean, he is kind of
I
repulsive.
can't really. I didn't declare that I had an arrow knocked, so I'm going to just assume this is a straight shot.
I would be okay with you saying that you did have an arrow knock. Not that
It
would have
would have been a
mattered.
miss either way.
I mean, you know that there's stuff going on.
Yeah.
You had the time to have the discussion about you run and tell people not to drink the water. During
Yeah.
that time, I feel it's fairly likely that you would have put an arrow ready because you know you're about to fight. So, but needless to say,
I missed.
the plus 10 wouldn't have helped. So, alrighty.
I'm out of rerolls.
Aldette, from your position there, you can't
Can't see
really.
anybody.
Let me see. Hold on.
The door's in the way, unless the door's not there.
The door is there. Yeah,
know.
so you're gonna have to move if you want to get a shot,
It's
or
gonna
you
count
can.
as a move action, right?
Uh
The sidestep there.
huh.
Okay, see from there. Can I
Yep.
see from there?
Yeah, you can get a shot at him.
I'm gonna aim.
Okay, so you move and aim. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It is the kitchen staff's turn.
Yeah. Aim seems like a good idea.
Okay.
You kill steal, so
This one rushes forward, and he flips the tray with hot steaming liquid like through the doorway as he charges at
Oh, you
Aldette.
dirty fighter. You mean at me?
I mean at Batilda, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's like if he threw it over my head to hit Oldette, then I'm gonna fuck him up, because that's just rude.
All right.
Good anyway.
As he hurls it, fortunately for you, he does it with such gusto that the pot kind of hits the top of the door frame and kind of just falls to the ground. At most, the wooden tray kind of skids across the floor and lands at your feet. That's all he's doing.
When he does it, I'm gonna go, don't waste food!
Let's see.
I mean, nobody probably would have eaten it anyway, but still.
Nobody should eat it.
I mean, it's probably cooked with water to a degree. Right?
It's floor food. It's
Right,
floor
he's
food.
gonna bolt through, and he's gonna run to here. Okay. All right. So purple splotchy Puss Man has no weapons. He just kind of runs out, arms stretched, and dives at Bertilda in an attempt to grapple you and grab you round the throat.
It doesn't sound fun.
No, not at all.
All right. He lunges at you, but misses. Okay, that's the kitchen start. Bertilda, the good news is he kindly come and brought himself to you, so you don't have to move, so you can get 2 attacks on this guy.
Nice.
All right, you hit him you slash him on the left arm, and then smack him upside the head. Oh, nice. All right, so tough bonus of 3, so you hit him for 7 wounds with the first one, leaving him on 4. You slash him for another 7 wounds, giving him a -3 crit to the head.
Whoa.
The other guy might bleed out too.
Yep.
Fever.
No.
He's knocked to the ground and dazed. All of his tests and attacks suffer a -30 penalty for 1 round, and he must use an action to regain his feet. Okay, yep.
Nice.
So he is kind of. Let me put some.
All right, guys, when y'all take him out.
There. All right, he's down.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next guy runs up, trips over him, and impales himself on my sword. Next.
Start of the next turn, Matthew Bain.
Doing the same thing on the guy on the ground.
Okay. Pew!
So
Put you on a
Well,
roll.
-30 penalty to someone on their 3rd or 4th career, Jim, is not that bad, really. I mean, you got to remember, 3rd or 4th career, you could have 70 or 80% to hit. So, all right, yeah, you successfully channel.
So, dart throwing spellcasts.
Mhm.
Any minute now.
Dartless.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm
Show
not
me the
using
map.
not using the ingredients that I still have. 6 damage on the head.
Alrighty. Which will in fact be 3 damage on the head. And he is on 0, so that is a 3 crit.
Whoa! Yeah!
Skull is pierced by a mighty blow. Death is instantaneous. Alright, yep, so your dart smashed through his skull. He is dead. Congrats. 1 Chaos Man dead. Alright, Cadarel.
I'm shooting Cleaver Boy now.
At this stage, you're absolutely right. -30 is harsh. I mean, even -20 shooting into melee is harsh at first career. It's hard.
But Old Dead just laughs that shit off, so.
Right? Aldet doesn't care.
Even with my
The truth is, what none of you know is she doesn't care if she hits you. That's why.
Oh.
All right, you
I have
shoot
like really
and will
good
miss.
odds too. This sucks.
All right, Aldet.
I'm
You
gonna
had
shoot
moved
you.
and aimed.
guy.
The only one you can really see is plate.
That's the one I'm
Plateless
picking.
boy.
I'm gonna fight him.
Useless wings guy.
Useless wings guy. Yep. And he's not in melee, so you don't have any minuses. So actually, you got a
Like a
plus.
fucking ostrich over here.
Chaos mutations can manifest in many ways. Oh, a perfect shot in the head.
Nice.
Wow, what do you know?
Right between the eyes.
Were you saying
4.
something old dead?
I'm gonna re-roll the damage.
Okay.
Yay!
Double ones.
Did it
Again.
re-roll?
2 double ones in one game.
What is the.
When so far, almost every time you guys have tried to do a reroll,
It's failed.
It's not just failed, it's failed miserably.
Old dead succeeded on a 7% success rate.
7%
That
success
one,
rate.
that
Yeah,
was insane,
you
yeah.
did. All right. It still does 1 point of damage because they only have a toughness of 3, so still does 1, and they have no armor.
Super,
So it wasn't
super good.
completely useless. All right. Kitchen staff. Okay, so this guy here has a 20% chance of dying. Let's see if he bleeds to death. 20 or less, and no, he does not bleed to death. Okay. In that case, he is going to. This one is going to charge through and probably peter off towards him, and he is going to charge through and take a wild hack at Bertilda with his meat cleaver hand, which he will hit, but of course you may indeed parry. You will not parry. In that case, he brings the meat cleaver down sharp and hacks you in the bod for what will translate to 6 wounds. You'll shrug that off. 'Tis nothing. Okay, the other one throws a left hook at Cadorel and will hit.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Ooh.
Where will these the blood loss rolls? Come on.
He will punch you in the... Basically catches you in the right forearm. Is that where you had your shot? Or is... You know...
20... Yeah, no, that's right on my shot. The first one. I haven't got my
I
second
just
one yet.
picture this dude just running up to Cad and just frogging him on the arm.
Oh, no.
And Cad just be like, hey!
Come on, where's the minus? There we go. Minimum will be 1 regardless. For 1! Tis nothing.
That's not going to do anything.
Yeah, you shrug it off. Useless. Okay, Bertilda.
Oh, kid.
You have the weird guy with the meat cleaver hand.
Yeah, we're gonna try!
Try to disarm him.
I can roll 20. Okay. Is it gonna... There it goes.
Second attack, slash him in the leg. And we may well have an Ulrich's Fury.
Oh, that guy's toast, even if you miss.
He is anyway. And
That's it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
succeeded.
so that's... Yeah, so 23. That's a 10 crit, because this is most as you can get, on his left leg. But it doesn't matter, because he was already
rolling.
under sudden death. So
Fine.
basically, you're going to lop that leg clean off. Yep.
Yay!
You eviscerate his leg and remove it clear from his body. He collapses on the floor in a shower of blood and dies from blood loss. Matthew Bain.
Same deal on the platter boy.
Okay, he didn't have a platter anymore, but
yeah.
as much
Yeah,
as I
it
love you
doesn't
guys,
matter,
I
that's his
wasn't
nickname,
going to
it's
make a
stuck now.
second icon without the platter as well. I didn't figure it would be worth it.
I'm anticipating this will miss because 6 or higher after roll when it goes through.
Alrighty.
So
You got it, man.
Shoot him.
You got it.
Shoot him. Now,
I've been
sir.
darting
Now,
all
sir.
day,
Now,
baby.
Now, sir.
You've been doing so well.
Wow.
Fury damage. Look at that.
Well, there's still 14 points. He was down 1. So he had 10. That's a 1 crit. Still a 1 crit to the left leg.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
Grapple, grapple, grapple,
Oh,
grapple.
close.
He's knocked to the ground and dazed. Minus 30 penalty. Okay. That kind of makes him
Sitting down.
probably dead. All right. Cadorel. It's considered dazed, so you are at plus 20 to hit him.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, please. I already have my bow out, so I'm just gonna try and plug him in.
Put the arrow in his eye and go doink.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean he's
Yeah, hit him.
right in the face. Oh, with a perfect shot, right in the eyeball.
Yep.
You doinked him. It's like an execution. I love
Yeah.
it.
12.
Basically an execution.
12, so that is a 9 crit
To the head.
to the head.
Man, you couldn't leave him for me?
Good luck. His face is shattered as he's knocked to the ground. He was already on the ground. As he's knocked more to the ground, he is now considered helpless. Blood loss is such that he will have 20% chance of dying each round. But considering he's helpless, basically it doesn't really matter.
99 crit.
Even if he survives, he has to make a toughness test or he loses an eye permanently. So, Aldette.
Like an execution. I love it.
If you
Well,
wish
Aldette,
to
you can
kill
do
him
it.
this turn, you get to.
I would like to kill him.
Okay. Then roll the damage. All you gotta do is roll where you hit him and roll damage.
Can I
As
just kill
long
a
as you
guy?
do a point, he is dead. And you did a point. Literally. But that's all you needed was a point. Okay. The last of the chaos mutated kitchen staff is dead. What do you guys
I'm
want to do?
gunning for a title, like the finisher or something. Like I want a
Finisher.
title with
I'm
my
just
name.
I'm gonna pop the arrows out of the guy and hand
Yeah.
them back to Old Dad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my arrows.
And then we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta bounce.
We gotta go.
Yeah. We need to find the safe room.
And make sure everything's okay out there. 'cause it
Gar, can you shutter me for 1 second?
probably isn't.
I can if you want. Actually, we can go ahead and take a quick break now. That would be
Okay,
ideal.
thanks.
We can do breaks.
All right, so you guys, yeah, so you just killed these chaos-tainted individuals in the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys want to do now?
We still hear chaos, right? I mean,
It's dying down, but you can still hear a lot of alarm coming from like back down into the main section of the.
If it's dying down, then yeah, I don't know. Push these bodies back into the kitchen and close the door.
Old
Yeah.
Bet would be moving towards the sounds.
Okay.
Okay, so Oldet's going to run down the corridor towards the noise. Okay,
yeah, I'm helping the superior elf move the bodies.
so I'm moving you here just because
That's
you're
okay.
off the map. Okay, you want to just drag the bodies back into the kitchen, or
Yeah, and close the door.
any particular way you're dragging the bodies?
Carefully?
I was just gonna kick them like with the base of my boot.
I am not
shove
touching
'em,
the one that's
as to
oozing
not,
stuff.
yeah, as to not touch them anymore.
I would grab the fabric of their clothes
Okay.
that is not touched by them and use that
Yeah.
as.
All right, okay, that's fine. All right, yeah. So you guys want to just drag the bodies into the kitchen?
Can we throw them to the furnace?
Actually, yeah.
Well, I mean, they're
Probably the right thing to
stoves,
do.
but they're not big enough to stuff a person in.
They probably don't burn hot enough.
Yes.
But as you're in there, go ahead if you will, and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Those of you that are in there.
I'll make one from the main room, okay?
Okay.
I'll perceive into this room from out there.
It'll probably be better than what we got. Oh,
Oh, good job, Cad.
All right, Cad, you notice in particular over here on this table, basically a big container of water and 3 dropped cups.
What were they on a water break?
water break.
And
yeah,
then they drank the water, they started having attacks, and one guy decided to pick up a plate of food.
Well, they probably drank it, had a minute, because like Father Odo had like a few seconds.
No, he grabbed that steaming hot plate for the deliberate purpose to hurl it at you. I mean, that literally was he was weaponizing
What an
that
asshole.
food.
What an asshole! Weaponizing food.
Let's go catch up with Odette.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah.
The water there's the culprit, right? So that water there has the warpstone dust in it, probably.
So.
I mean, we could probably
Is
get
that the
like hazmat unit or something to
Yeah.
come in.
is that tray there? That tray right there? Is that
That's a
big enough
stool,
to cover
sorry.
the- Oh, it's a stool. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a tray? I think that's a drink tray, right?
Yep, there's a tray there.
Could
with,
I just like cover the pot of water with it to like?
sure, yeah, you
try
like
and-
plop it on top
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
the
just so like nobody.
Stick the stool in it.
We don't exactly want to put it on the stove and have it evaporate in the air. That would probably.
Yeah,
that'd be
that
fun.
would be-
Try that.
Well, I don't know. That comes down to a question of chemistry. It was not soluble necessarily in water. It was sitting on the bottom. Would it
Mhm.
evaporate with the water, or would the taint stay in the dust form?
Ooh.
These are the things we need to test and find out.
And
Yeah,
what
or-
happens when you superheat it?
Or we
Use
can
it
go
melt.
find Odette before she dies.
Can we use this to make some chaos armor?
Yeah, I'm leaving and
Yeah,
follow
let's go.
Odette.
Let's go.
Okay.
I miss physic, okay?
Are y'all closing the kitchen door behind you or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I hope so.
And you're all hustling down after Aldette?
Yeah, let's get to all that quickly.
All right, okay.
Get my bow and arrow ready.
to shoot
Right, well,
Old Dad.
while you're dragging bodies and checking water, the Old Dad, you've run down into the main thing. The doors to the temple have been closed. All of the potential people that may have been here to worship have been removed. And all that's left is like all the priests and initiates that are all kind of a buzz of, oh my god, what's happening? This is terrible, blah, 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 blah. Father Ranulph walks up to you now. You can still see the tattered rags of his arm, but it would appear that the wounds have been tended to somewhat. While they're still visible, they seem to be considerably less visible than they were before. He walks up to you and he says, "This is very, very, very worrying. I have checked. The skull is still firmly locked away in the cellar. As I suspected, this has nothing to do with that. It would appear that somebody has infiltrated this temple and tainted our water with the stuff of chaos."
And you don't think it has to do with the fact that you have brought a chaos artifact back into the temple?
The artifact was only brought here very, very briefly. Who would have had time to taint all of the water sources in such a short period of time? This must have been done before.
Or while we were away getting the artifact itself?
Perhaps.
They moved very quickly at the other temple. They
Well,
were there within hours to get the artifact that we
the
returned
Deputy
back.
High Priest Klaus Liebnitz has requested an audience with you, so you must come with me if you do not mind.
We should probably wait for the rest of my friends. Unless he's asking for me specifically.
No, he is asking for all of you.
They
Go
are-
fetch them.
They are dealing with the bodies that were left in the kitchen.
I see. Well, then, as soon as they get here, we will hurry off in great haste. Okay, so...
That's what I told him, not for under $1 million.
Looking around, can I see the kid that he sent with the box?
Uh-huh.
And he seems okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
He seems a little kind of worried and peaky looking, but then so do a lot of the younger initiates.
Okay, just making sure. Worried this kid ran off with it.
Okay, well, it's not too long before your other companions show up.
Oh, hey guys, you're gonna need to put out a LinkedIn or an Indeed listing for some new kitchen staff.
Yeah, hire it done, I hear, is pretty good.
That will have to wait. We're being summoned again.
Again.
Uh,
Is it to get another artifact so that somebody can,
you
show
have
up
been
and try to
summoned
kill a
by
bunch
the
of priests
Deputy
for it?
High Priest Klaus Liebnitz. He wishes to talk to you.
Of course he does.
Huh.
Really starting to hate clergy people, y'all. I'm just saying.
Oh, they pay.
Not yet they
I
have.
mean, something's obviously after artifacts,
He was
right?
he was about to talk about reward when then Father Odo did his magic trick.
His
And
little
then that
magic
kind of
trick.
went out the window. Like that suddenly wasn't so important
Cock
anymore.
blocking Odo over here.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell him, like, don't drink any of the water. Don't let anyone drink any of the water. Check all the water.
Don't touch the water. Don't think about water. Don't look at it.
Maybe
Die
get
of thirst.
some witch
It's much
hunters
better.
to deal with the
Drink
chaos
beer.
bodies.
Everybody carry wine around.
Yep.
Well, I'll just be
you
lit.
know the beer is safe to drink because of the microcultures and stuff. So drink the beer, drink the wine.
go,
It's all
right.
fermented. It's all good.
Drink kombucha.
But water is dangerous. Anything could be growing in it. Especially.
Okay, well,
still water.
he wanders off down an alternate side corridor and begs you to follow him.
Okay.
Okay, he takes you into a much smaller private chamber, where you can see a man wearing full plate armor, like it's pristine, shining. It has like plumes on the helm that are sitting. He's not wearing the helm, but it's sitting on the table next to him. It is carved and engraved with a huge white wolf head, and there are various other marks and insignia on it. Anybody with common knowledge Empire can give me a roll but it's a hard roll. If you happen to follow Ulrich as your guard, then it will be less. Batilda, that's...
I mean, well, yeah, I'm all about Ulrich, but I succeeded anyway, so.
Yep. Okay.
Holbert
I'm
doesn't
not
care.
from around here. I'm not like other girls, so I don't.
I am fangirling hard when I see this guy.
Yeah, I don't have common knowledge.
Okay. All right. So he is a member. Batilda, you'll recognize this from the additional emblems that he's wearing. He is a member of the Brotherhood of the Axe. The Brotherhood of the Axe is technically subordinate to the Tutejin Guard, which is like the main military force of Ulrich. But it is like an elite military order that exists within the Tutejin Guard. Only the most devoted and warlike followers of Ulrich are admitted into the Brotherhood. So he is like potentially one badass motherfucker on the combat field.
Oh, I want to be one of those, Gore. Oh, wait, is it so far have we only seen men?
You have.
But
that's
Bertilda's changing that.
That's not necessarily a diehard rule. So when you see this man, he is he is a huge man with shoulder-length mane of gray hair and steely kind of like blue eyes that are incredibly piercing and seem to like be looking right into your very soul.
Oh, I don't care if he's old. Oh, Bertilda's in love.
Right, I mean like, his robes, he's kind of like got a, not really a robe, but like a big cloak that's hanging over his back that's flowing down and wrapped around his chair. And even if he was to wrap it around him, it wouldn't possibly conceal this man's massive physique. I mean, he is huge.
Hell yeah.
You can
Not
tell
even
that he
just
is
Bertilda, I think I'm in
obviously, he would be an imposing figure on any battlefield. Waving you to several chairs, he
I run over to a chair and sit down.
Yeah. The chair he's sitting in is like a big oak chair that the back of it is carved into a wolf head.
I'm going to scoot it over a little bit closer to him.
Okay. Around his neck is a huge silver chain with a large wolf head pendant, backed by crossed axes. That's what you recognized and knew that's what he was.
Yeah, he's giving me Witcher
So he looks
vibes.
at you and he says, as you and Father Ranulf kind of gather your seats, he says, "So, you are the people who helped Father Odo recover this abomination of chaos from the forest, yes? And now I hear he is dead, and we have mutants running around the temple. Ranulf, what's in Ulrich's name is going on?" At that point, Father Ranulf kind of gives a very brief synopsis of what happened. You came back, you recovered the artifact, he had it locked away quickly and efficiently. Y'all were in the chamber, he was talking to you, and then Odo took a sip of water from the font, collapsed, and chaos, and basically become chaos spawn, and it seems like that also happened in the kitchen, and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. And he kind of says, "Do you believe that this is somehow connected to this artifact that you brought back into the Temple of Ulrich?"
Is he asking us or is he asking?
He's asking you people now. He's kind of staring at you with these horrible hawk-like eyes.
Oh, I think most definitely.
If it isn't, then it is quite the coincidence that it happened the moment we returned with the artifact.
Do any of you have any idea of what has tainted this water?
I'm going to look at Matthew Bain.
That would be a powdered warpstone, I'm afraid.
Okay, he raises an eyebrow and doesn't seem to be as horrifically shocked as most people are. He says, "Ranulf, take a sample of this. Get this liquid. And take it to the alchemists. Have it properly identified. Confirm that this is indeed what we suspect it to be." He says, "Oh, as you wish." And he kind of like just kind of kowtows a little bit.
We've seen this method used before. Once with the priest of Sigmar, except with a dart. Same poison though. The result of our search into that was, well, Skaven.
It didn't quite have the same results, though, did it?
This is when you worked for Commander Schutzman as part of the City Watch, is that correct?
Word gets around in the city. What is going on? Yes.
Well, we're doing great deeds, Catrell.
Well, that's
Yeah.
bad, though. If word gets around that fast, it could be... we still don't know who it was that killed the priest at Sigmar.
No, it was the Skaven.
We don't know who... Well, we went and killed the Skaven. It didn't look like it was them.
No, it did, because like they had the rat hands and the rat feet, and that's
Well,
like
somebody's manipulating.
Oh,
That's what I
also,
meant.
remember your finger did a little thing, droops.
Yeah, you almost, you probably...
that never happened.
He says,
I mean, I don't think a Skaven broke in here and did that.
On the way back from retrieving the artifact itself, it was difficult to contain, and it did have an effect on certain member of our party who would then try to take it and leave with it. So the artifact can, in some sense, control certain people.
okay, at that he looks at Ranulph and says, Ranulph, are you certain that this artifact is still secure in the vaults, as was instructed? Yes, Herr Liebnis, I have verified this myself. Tell me, at any point did this artifact taint your water supply on the journey back?
No.
Oh.
I mean, not that we know of.
It would seem to stand to reason. If it could do such a thing, it would have been the most efficient way to get
No,
itself into the hands of chaos, would it
I
not?
don't think the artifact did it.
I think it can control people to do such things. It can also call certain chaotic creatures to do its bidding as well. We were chased.
But can it control people to possess Warpstone?
No, and that's where I think perhaps
Precisely.
Well,
They
people
were
don't
not.
exactly look normal when they're under its control, neither.
just the
My
way he knows
suspicion
about our
is-
dudes.
That somebody has deliberately laced the water supply. What worries me the most is while it is entirely possible someone slipped into the temple and laced the fonts, that room specifically was a locked chamber. The waters were retrieved from the kitchen and blessed. The kitchen staff fetched their water supply from the city well. That is not too far outside. I believe we must investigate the well and see if there is in fact tainting of the water supply in the city. As for you people, it
So
is
hope it's-
absolutely vital that word of this unfortunate occurrence does not spread. It is not long since chaos stood at our gates, and something like this would lead to utter panic across the city.
Yeah, I do a side glance to Aldet as he says this.
He says, we will contact Commander Schultzman, and let him know that perhaps something needs to be done, but he will not be informed that we believe the water supply has been tainted by chaos. He
Well,
must
we
not be
don't
aware.
know.
I was
I'm
aware
kind of
of the
hoping
other
it was
ones.
secluded to just the temple, but that would mean somebody in the temple is doing it. I don't know which is worse, to be honest. But
Well, I can tell you which of the wells our kitchen staff would have used, or at least Ranulph can. So perhaps the first thing we should do is check that well.
We should check it and also keep people from using it. If
you
we-
might want to put people in charge of standing watch over the vault where the artifact is.
This has already been arranged. We have some of our Teutonic knights guarding the vault as we speak.
Willpower, I like it.
Jamming. Okay.
And has Renault been healed or tended to? He did suffer a wound.
He has, yeah. I mean, you can see that he's received healing of some kind. I mean, not completely, but it's significantly better than it was.
Well, he is, according to me, the most trustworthy priest you guys have. He could have given us water too, had he been the one to do it, but he didn't, which means he didn't know, which means he's innocent. So...
I do not suspect it is a priest of Ulrich. As I said, my sincerest theory is that the water supply of the city may have been tainted. We may have just been an unfortunate side effect. Or perhaps the particular well where we draw the water was the target for the very reason of attacking our temple. This is to be determined. Now, speaking of Commander Schutzman, he tells me that you have a talent for investigations, no?
Oh.
This is good. What I need you to do is find out who is behind this and stop them. I have no doubts that they will try to spread this contagion elsewhere. Do not involve the Watch, I have told you this. They have many uses, but keeping secrets is not one of them. The people of Middenheim must not find out about this. You must keep a watch on the city wells, but do not let yourselves be seen. If you see any suspicious activity, take action. Track these saboteurs down and put an end to them for the glory of Ulrich.
Okay, I'm gonna look a little disappointed.
We'll conduct a ceremony in the great park where we will bless water for all citizens and tell them that for the next 24 hours they are not to drink the waters from the well, but should come and get the holy blessed water of Ulrich.
Where are you getting this water from, if not the wells?
We have water that we have stored here in the premises for a siege. I very much doubt that somebody would have had the possibility of breaking open the barrels and tainting those. Of course, we will check. But this water will not last long.
Listen.
And as try as we may, there very well be some people that still drink from the wells. This is why we must act in great haste. Check the well that Father Ranulph will give you instructions as where to find. But make no bones about it, there are literally dozens of wells situated all over Middenheim. If somebody has taken great pains to taint the water in multiple wells, this could be absolutely disastrous. But no matter what, we must find the culprits and put a stop to them. May I, interject one thing? What is that, Ranulph? We have not paid our friends here for their last assistance that they gave us. Perhaps as incentive to continue to work for the city of the White Wolf and the Temple of Ulrich, we should take care of this payment. Yes, see them paid. He says, very well. Right then. So you will go outside and check the well. Clearly, one of you knows how to identify this warp stone, as you have done so already.
Only if he accomplishes his role.
You will be the one to find this out, but nonetheless, we will take a sample to the Alchemist Guild and have it properly analyzed. I fear, however, based on what has transpired here at the temple, with the mutations, that you are 100% correct in your assertion that it is indeed Warpstone.
Do we have access to these alchemists to test the waters from the wells?
If you bring a sample, yes, we can take them and have it taken to the alchemist also.
Just to be thorough.
Very well, Ranulph. Off you go. Take care of this for me. Report back to me as soon as possible. That will be all.
I do have one question.
What is that?
The crypt which we recovered the artifact from was home to but one corpse. It was a warrior dressed in black, and he, in his treasure room, had a banner to the White Wolf, something of a rare loss to Ulfric.
Oh, yes, they recovered a lost banner for us. It is secure and safe in the antechamber for the studies. This was, it was the banner that was lost in one of the great battles. Oh? Which one of the battles? Which banner are we particularly talking about? This is, well, if you recall, there was indeed a, one of the banners was taken from us in one of our most unfortunate losses during the Battle of Grimmenhagen in 2302. No doubt the Chaos claimed it as a form of trophy. This would make sense. This is also where Graf Manfred von Tollik, master of the Knights Panther, was killed in battle by Kazron. This is correct. He says, you have indeed done us an additional great honor by bringing us back this banner. Be sure to reward them additionally for this service.
That's all very well. I rather who is this? Do we know who this knight is? This
who he is, I do not know. But no doubt, if he was buried in such a tomb, was probably a great champion of Khorne.
Okay, thank you.
No doubt he was the one that claimed the banner. The temple which you'll speak of, it is properly dealt with. It is sealed. You have made sure that it is not something that others will interfere with.
It's flooded with poisoned blood.
But is it sealed?
We had no means by which we could do so.
Ranulf, go and speak to the captain of the Teutonic Guards. See if you can get a description of where this tomb is from one of our new friends. Dispatch them with great haste and make sure that they arrange for this thing to be properly closed.
I did my best to kick the bones around, guys. I did my best.
Yeah, but they would just fall in the hole.
Is there anything else that you can think to tell me? Anything else that you think I should know?
I wouldn't cut short credit to the captain of the guard.
You would not what?
He seems trustworthy. And
Commander Schultzman himself is beyond the reproach. His reputation is well suited, and he is indeed a great friend of mine. It is not him that I fear for. It is the loose tongues of poorly paid city militia and watch. After all, they all have family members. You can imagine. Oh, don't tell anybody, but don't drink the water. And like a plague, this rumor would spread across Middenheim in a matter of hours. No, this must be kept painfully quiet. You must not tell anybody. I can't stress this enough. Nobody of this situation.
I'm gonna look at Odette.
Why is everyone looking at me? I haven't done anything at all since you guys have known me.
Yeah, but you always get really excited whenever somebody says, "Don't tell anybody."
Well, in that case, Ranulf, you have several tasks to take care of, and you, my friends, have a very specific task to take care of yourselves. I give you my leave.
Thank you.
Alright, once you're outside, Ranulf says, if you go around the back of the temple, you will see a well that is just on the outskirts of the temple grounds. This is the well that the kitchen staff would have drawn the water from. This is where you must check first. Before you leave, if you will follow me, and he kind of takes you into a long corridor down a big flight of stairs. He says, "This is the vault." Once he gets there, you can see two fully plate-mailed Teutonic guards in all their finery and livery with big two-handed swords kind of standing outside the door of the vault. He says, "If you'll excuse me, I will go and fetch your payment." And he goes into the chamber. Of course, as soon as he walks in, the two big guards kind of step into the middle and cross their arms to make sure you don't get to go past into the vault. They're wearing full visored helms, so all you can see is like little beady eyes peering out at you. Shortly afterwards, he comes out with a large bag of coins. And he says, "This is for you." And he hands you the bag of coins. "I think that this should be sufficient, not only as payment for returning the artifact, but as payment for returning the banner as well."
I take it.
May
Yeah.
I suggest you do not drink the water? And he
You are
kind of
certain.
gives a half,
And
like,
also with you.
like as an attempt to try to play down the whole stress of the situation.
You are certain the artifact is still in the box.
I checked it again myself, yes.
Okay. We've had it disappear from where we've placed it, so we are a little nervous about that.
Well, we are also going to set wards and protective circles around it to shield the box itself. Should this thing somehow get out of the box, it will not get out of the protective circle. No, we are fairly confident that this thing, while it seems to like to wander, will not be wandering any further than a few feet of the box, even if it is able to get out.
That's all we ask for.
Only put the people with the strongest will to guard it.
Teutonic guards are beyond reproach. They have iron will. They are the fighting force of Ulrich's fury. They will stand on the battlefield and fight to the last man. No, they are not weak-willed individuals at all. But please, check the well. And once you have done that, figure out how you will find these culprits and put a stop to them. As I said, or as I stand corrected, as Herr Leibniz said, perhaps if you catch somebody trying to tamper with the water supply, you should follow them and let the rat take you back to the nest. Then perhaps you can uncover exactly who is behind this.
It's a very specific choice of words, but okay.
Well, no doubt this is the work of more than one person. Somebody being able to acquire such quantities of warpstone? No, this is no simple poisoner or charlatan. This is a very specific and very, very dangerous executed plan. Somebody is behind this. I am sure of it. Somebody of power. We must seek this person out, find out who is responsible, and bring them to swift justice. Of course, once you have achieved this, there will be more rewards for you, more glory to be had. Were any of you injured in the battle with the mutants?
It was a little bit. Just a couple scratches.
Okay, he says, yes, these wounds are very minor. You'll be fine.
Thanks, bitch.
They're not very good at this.
I would I would waste. I would beseech Ulrich to heal you, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Not today.
I would waste. I mean,
My arm is very, very stiff and it hurts still. I cannot move my left hand to conduct the prayer properly.
Yeah.
And the
Whatever.
likes of an inferior elf, that is.
All right. Yeah, he says, well, to task, ladies
We
and
should
gentlemen, to
just-
task.
nap at me.
Yes, Mom.
We should inform them where the temple was located that we found.
Oh, yeah. We were supposed to tell
Yes,
somebody.
indeed. Perhaps you can give us directions, sketch out a
Catalan?
map of some kind.
Well, likely the most
I can do
capable
that.
of this.
I have
Yeah,
sense of direction.
Oh, I have another question. You're just gonna put it in the vault? You're not gonna destroy it?
Artifacts of such nature are not so easily destroyed. It will take some research. Once we know how to destroy this, then mark our words, it will be destroyed.
Yeah. Guys, why don't you sketch out the map while I divvy up these coins?
Yeah. Side note on that. I think we should all pool a little bit of this into some better armor for Bertilda, because she's the one who takes the most hits, and dude, it seems fair if we're going to continue this company.
Well, there is 250 gold crowns in that pouch. So that's 50 apiece plus a bonus 50 to divvy up as you see fit.
Everyone gets 62 golds.
62.
Okay. So everyone be
62
sure
and a
to
half
mark
gold.
that on your sheets.
62.
Yeah, I mean in
62
Warhammer
and a
terms,
half.
that's that's a decent chunk of change.
Can't do math. This is hard. Oh man, that's 100.
I had 36 already.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you guys are getting cash.
I'm encumbered.
Oh no, we
Cavalier.
subtract our coins, remember?
Oh yeah.
You just have to update your encumbrance.
Yeah.
The other is negative.
That's it. Change the other to negative to match it.
Oh yeah.
Still over by 30 pounds. That's just gonna get worse.
Well, not when we pool some of our gold to get you better armor.
I'm over by like a ton.
I mean,
Well, full plate is 400. Do you already have full mail?
yes.
So,
I have full leather and full mail.
okay, so you've got full leather and full mail. So all you really need then is a helm, a breastplate, plate bracers, and plate leggings. So that you can achieve for 230, but it has to be fitted. So you've got to go to an armorer and actually get measured and have him make it for you. So
Worth it.
And it takes time, but you definitely, you guys have enough money to achieve that now.
Yeah, and we.
I mean,
I mean, we're
like
in time.
honestly, there's only one thing I need to be happy. So,
More darts?
well, I could use more.
Gold
I have
pieces.
Another
8
pat of
darts.
butter?
Is it 40 gold?
Another
No,
pat of butter and a pillow to get feathers out of?
I need a grimoire. Is what I need. So,
Oh. You need a book.
I need
Okay.
a book.
I need a special book.
How much is the book?
I have no idea. But I plan to go to the intellectual people and ask.
Okay, well can we do that swiftly and
Well, I mean, your armor is more important. At
Yeah,
this point in
but
time.
I mean, but we can put in an order for that and still go do.
yeah, I was gonna put in an order for like some better fit.
Yeah,
leather
yeah.
armor. But,
Forget about the well. Let's just shop, guys.
yeah, no, let's look at
Yeah,
the well.
let everybody
Yeah,
be
the
chaos
well is
tainted.
pretty pressing. That's why I was saying I mean, I guess not all of us have to be there in the beginning, but
We can take shifts.
Let's go look at the well.
2 errands.
yeah, let's go check
Go
the
to the
well
well
first and
Yeah,
see
and
if
then-
it's even poisoned.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
Alright, we head to the well.
To the well! Okay. Alrighty. You guys are here. Alright, so the well is right behind here.
For a second there, I thought it said Ulrich's Mound, and I just...
Ulrichsmund.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, in the Great Park is where they're going to do their shindig. But, as I said, there are dozens of wells all over this place. So, okay, so you guys head over to that well. And, I mean, obviously, you know, there's a chain and a bucket where you can draw water up.
I'll do that.
Okay. You pull a bucket of finest well water. And...
Can I sense magical?
You certainly can try.
I can try.
Do well. Do well.
Well, my
well.
sense
Not like
magic
this
isn't the
important.
worst.
Do well for the well. I'll give you a plus 20.
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't
Doesn't
know.
matter, he
Plus
blew it.
20.
Yep. The well water's tainted.
So yeah, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, this is the source. As
Yep, there's no doubt
push the
about
water
it.
back in.
Somebody has
They're
tainted.
gonna check the. I forgot. Did they say they were gonna check the other wells?
No, we were.
No,
supposed
they
to.
said you've got to do that.
Oh, we've got it. Of course we do.
Yeah, you're the ones that have got to figure out what wells are tainted and try to find somebody.
I mean, we knew this one was going to be tainted, though, kind of.
Yeah. Can we go right back to like the temple and just be like, yeah, no, that well is definitely tainted.
Yep.
I'd like to look
I'm
around the
gonna do
well
that.
for any anything. Can I try to search for a clue of
Some
if there are
sure.
scratches?
Yeah.
And-
Give me a search roll.
I can
Hey, I
help you,
upgraded this. I upgrade. Oh no, I didn't. I got no search.
No.
I got no search.
Yep. Alright, you have a good scour around, but there's nothing that really gives you any indication as to what may or may not have been done.
You know, I did have with the amount of wells around the city, I did have another idea.
I'm really good at searching, so when I get back and see Odette doing that,
You want
I
to have a
think
poke
I'd
around
to
as
take a
well?
look. Yeah, I'll poke around. Also, I'm just gonna offhandedly like to Odette, just be like, "Can you spread a rumor that only losers drink from this well or something? Like,
I heard a rumor.
can we just get people to?"
Okay. You have a good old kind of hunt, or you know, a good search in and around the well itself.
Mhm.
What you managed to find, is like on the actual chain itself, like between two of the links, is a very small piece of purple cloth.
Oh.
I add it to my collection.
Like somebody was, you know, in haste, somebody was yanking up the well, and maybe a piece of it kind of, when they let the bucket back down, it kind of, the chain links caught and ripped a small piece of cloth out.
Ooh, okay. I like that. That's a clue. This is like Barbie Detective. I can play this.
Barbie
one.
Detective.
Now,
Dude,
everybody
Barbie
that
Detective
walks
is
by
lit.
you wearing purple, you're going to be like,
We haven't seen a lot of people wearing purple, have we?
Purple's
No.
probably a rare dye.
Purple
I'm
is
thinking that's
generally
like
a color
gonna
that
be up in this.
purple is generally a color that people don't wear, because purple is kind of, it's distasteful to wear purple because of the fact that it is the color of chaos and warpstone, generally speaking. So
oh, well, shit. I guess I
Oh,
should have known
well,
that
that-
before I made my character art, huh?
What? So yeah, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I was
with
thinking royalty too.
all the wells, because there's too many for us to like, you know.
I could ride out. I'm an outrider.
Thank you for that, Cad.
I think first we definitely need to go get more equipment. While we're there, we can check the well in the merchants district.
Mm.
We can also stop by any of the taverns that we have seen along the way. We can get some rumors from there. See if anybody has had any upsets within different parts of the city. that should give us at least a starting point for the wells that might have been tainted.
Had any of their family members turned into monsters after drinking water?
Well,
I mean,
you would,
those are the rumors that would be spread at inns, yes.
but you do think we would hear such commotion had it happened, right?
Not always.
I mean, it seems kind of peaceful out here.
Well, I mean, the fact that people are afraid to even mention the word chaos or warpstone.
That's why it would be in rumors. It would not be just out and about for everyone.
I mean, you knew that it was illegal to have, even though you didn't share that information with us.
Yeah, side note.
Your grimoire, Shagget?
Yeah.
500 gold, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Matthew,
To steal.
That is the average price for such a massive book. Paper is expensive, or vellum.
Odette spreads a rumor that causes a panic in the right district. I go in, steal the book, and get out.
Yeah.
What does the grimoire do?
It'll help
It make
you
you
It's what
succeed
he
better?
it's what he uses to inscribe all of his spells and his magic and all of that stuff. Can't
Well,
be,
I mean, I know
can't
what a
be a proper
grimoire
wizard
is.
without it.
It's for my advancement if and ever I become a journeyman wizard. It's
Yeah,
one
if
of the
he
trappings.
chooses to exit if he
Oh.
chooses to exit from apprentice to journeyman, he has to have a grimoire.
Oh,
That's
well,
part of
we
the
should save
required
up money to
trappings.
get you one.
Well,
What season
I
is
have
it?
enough right now.
Is it-
I mean,
but the value of Bertilda not dying is greater than this need right now.
yeah, and we're on the
I'd rather have a
pretty
human shield than a book.
high-profile job, yeah. Side note, Matthew Bain, if you ever mention my finger again, especially in the presence of those so averse to chaos.
I didn't mention it to your witch hunter friends.
Yes, that's all very kind. Had you, they would have killed us all.
No, just you, probably.
No, because you're in my company.
But I'm a good wizard.
Yes, you spent time with them. We were on the road with them. They're insane.
They don't take chances, apparently. I mean,
Well, they were just plot device, so it's all good.
nudge, nudge.
What I'm saying
We'll
is-
never see them again.
Never. We didn't have names and important facts about them that we should remember.
I will spend whatever fate points I have to put an arrow between your eyes should you ever mention it in the wrong company.
I got my own fate points, bitch. Bring it.
Lady Frank, is it like anybody's coming to
See,
get water?
swords are better than magic.
This conversation being had.
sorry.
Does it look like anyone's coming to get water at this time of day?
Not right now, no.
Fair enough,
What season are we
Cadriel.
in?
Sorry.
Thank you.
What season are we in?
It would basically be kind of like spring, so
Spring, so they're probably coming like mid-morning.
I mean, look, I have a problem with this whole secrecy thing. Although I know how it sounds coming from me holding secrets myself.
I mean, what are the odds that somebody's doing this to try to cause an uproar? Like, that's the goal. What if
Well-
it's another halfling agitator?
a very, very bad
Guys, I
agitator.
have not done
Someone that's got hold of
anything.
warpstone.
I have done nothing.
I know it's true. We have no idea what she is.
No, she
I have no
she
idea
is a
who's
halfling
Red Rumors.
archer, as best you can probably guess. I would think.
Yeah.
Who knows how to
It's
cook?
like really good at
Some
shooting.
weird quirks and a lot of paper, okay? Weird quirks and a lot of paper. That's all you know.
Okay.
Come on now.
So I'm just gonna say, man, I wish we had someone to agitate the populace at this time.
God, what we would do for an agitator right now. Wish there was an agitator around. To agitate things. No.
I am actually going to I hate this. I'm gonna spend some of my paper.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna make like flyers for the water festival thingy that they're doing at the park.
Okay.
I hope people can read.
No, you draw
Hey.
pictures. The whole point is to draw pictures so they
Goblet of
understand
water,
it.
arrow, picture
I
of the great
resemble that
park.
remark.
Here.
And like put the
And-
symbol of, I mean, I'll write on it too, but just in general, making it very clear that that's
Yeah.
a cool place to be for water that's been blessed.
I mean, it won't be long before you're going to hear town criers all over the town calling it out.
Okay, then
I
I
mean,
won't
they'll be
waste the
doing that as
paper.
well.
Then I won't waste the paper if they're gonna do it.
I do actually have an idea. We
Okay.
But Cadril, you're not going to like this. I don't
Oh,
even
God.
like it.
Well, then why is it an idea?
Because we return to the dwarves, because they were engineers,
No,
and we returned that hammer I
small.
absconded.
and
And we get them to seal the wells in the city using their crafts.
Yes, so that everybody can't drink any water.
Everyone dehydrates to death
And
at 3
dies.
degrees.
No,
Yes.
but then they go to the park because they hear the criers, see?
They would need to know why we were sealing the wells.
Not if we threaten to destroy the artifact, the weapon in front of them.
It's already been destroyed, hasn't it?
Do you want to take on a bunch of dwarves? Because I don't.
I value my knees. They help me run from
They help him
dwarves.
out.
All right. But we are returning something to them. Wouldn't it be
Yes.
of value to them? So
Yes, and that would be nice. So we can go ahead and win favor with the dwarves and get paid or whatever we need. But first,
Well-
we should check the wells
we'll
just to know which
We
ones.
gave you your
have been.
hammer back. Now make the city.
seal
I
the
also
city
do-
wells. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Well, we could tell them the truth that it's poisoned.
No, we cannot. We've been told we should not share this information with anyone.
And all of a
My
sudden,
future husband told us that we weren't supposed to do that.
However, it might be well to tell
somebody,
at least. I keep forgetting the captain of the guard's name.
Schultzman?
Ulrich Schultzman.
Schultzman, yeah, Ulrich Schultzman. If we tell him, he'll be and maybe help him come up with a lie.
It is incredibly difficult for me to discern who has more power in the city. And I really don't wish to purposefully disrupt that power unintentionally. If we're going to do it, I'd rather do it intentionally.
Right. And
Well,
what I'm getting at is
re-
it would be good to reach out to him to get the guards at least wary of certain wells. If we know which wells are poisoned, the guards can be posted in front of them saying, like, go to get the blessed water or whatever. We need some kind of lie
But those
to
would be
convince people.
How far down is this well to the water supply? I mean, you said there's a chain with a bucket, right? And you would.
Yeah, it probably goes down about 20 feet.
So
I'm
why
going
don't-
to dump the bucket and try to detach the bucket from the chain.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's not hard.
I'm doing that. I'm
Sassy,
taking the
I like
bucket.
Okay.
Can we remove the chain itself so they can't?
No, I wasn't going to go that far, but I'll take the bucket.
You can. If it's
Yeah,
sign on
bucket
it, out
the
of order.
bucket.
I just want to deactivate the well, basically. People approach it and be like,
Out of order sign.
Ooh,
pretty
Sorry,
much.
out of order. Someone pooped in this well. But yeah.
I mean,
No, I mean,
Bertilda,
in regards to seats of power, so while Sigmar is the main religion of the Empire, this is the city of the White Wolf. Ulrich is the primary religion in the city.
So who
So
would have more power?
technically, the Church of Ulrich is
Church.
has the largest amount of religious power, but it also has the
How
largest
can we
amount
die?
of military power as well.
Right.
I mean, it's just me, but the
So-
priest sounded like he was answering to
Wait a minute.
hubby. I can't
Hold
remember his
on.
name.
Where
you
are
just
my
say Bubby?
notes?
I said
Hubby.
hubby.
Hold on, I have notes. Where
High
are
Priest
they?
Klaus Liebnitz. Klaus Liebnitz.
Who is dating the daughter?
He was
of
the high priest.
He's the deputy high priest.
So
No,
there's
no.
somebody higher than him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's out fighting with the emperor, who is probably dead.
Yeah.
was
So
another
yeah,
Wow,
he said
okay.
that
No, that was the rumor. I
Deputy
found
High
after
Priest
Gwen died.
Liebnitz
Oh,
is
okay.
basically in charge, while High Priest Ulrich is away fighting with the Emperor. So
Uh-oh.
Guys, I found my notes. The daughter, the princess, is having an affair with the head of the Ulrich Temple while everybody's away.
That's some stupid going on right there.
The head of the Ulrich Temple. Wait, so this other dude? Reynolds or whatever the fuck his name was?
so Ranald is just he's just a priest.
No, like the head of the guy that we just met, probably.
Well, Deputy
What?
High Priest Klaus Liebnitz is the head of the Ulrich Temple in the stead of Herr Ulrich, yes.
Yes.
Fucking
And
kidding
since
me.
it's happening while her dad's away, I'm assuming it's not the guy who's gone. It's probably the guy who's here.
I just want to flip my whole desk right now. My heart is broken.
Why?
I wanted a sordid affair with him.
Oh.
Hey, look, he's opened a sordid affair.
So, Bertilda, you just need to kill the princess and take her place. It's not that hard.
Princess? I want to be a badass, like who I thought my future
Yeah.
husband was. But
Kill the
instead
princess, be the badass, get with
He may
Leibniz.
still be a badass. He just likes.
I don't want to have to
He
kill
just likes a side
someone.
piece.
Well, then you're not a badass.
I don't mind having to kill people, but I mean, like, I don't want to have to kill
Matilda,
his lover in order to get
Don't-
his affection. Like,
Matilda, don't settle for simps. Don't settle for simps.
Yeah, and then the guy, her dad, who traveled north with the army, except they didn't. They succumbed to chaos and are never coming back to the city. We're gonna be ruined. That was the rumor I found.
Okay, so we need to check at least other wells, right? So I assume we go to get you fitted, Bertilda, and then check the well where you're getting fitted.
okay.
If possible, can I take the hammer back to the dwarves?
I only want
Can
to
you
do
carry it?
Well, that's true.
Yeah, it's not that heavy.
Well, Odette, I only want to do that if we can get something out of it. I don't want to just do it as a gift.
If we do it as a gift, then they have goodwill towards us.
Yeah, no, they will never have goodwill towards
Not towards you, but
Cadriel
they
and
already have
myself.
goodwill towards me. So if
that
I'm the one who
doorman. I want leverage.
that is
I
your
mean,
bias talking.
This is the most we could
we
hope
can
to get out of
information.
dwarves.
We can get information on whether the wells in that area have been tainted at all. We can get
But-
those rumors.
But we can investigate those wells in the dwarf district without the dwarves.
Do you want to waste the time to do so?
Matthew Bang, think
What?
of it. Think about it. We look down on dwarves, literally. There's no way we could ever understand any use for them. Odette sees my eye.
Wait, whoa! I suggested a use for them. We employ
They're
them.
not going to close the wells of the city. That
Yes,
would be
but they're,
against the
they're not
entire
going to
city's
do
rules.
that, Matthew Bane. They're not going to do that.
We don't know that.
They definitely
Yes,
will
we
not do it.
do.
We actually do not know that, especially if we tell them there's a chance
Hey, would
wells are
you,
poisons.
Matthew Bane, would you mind go talking to some smart people and having them seal up all the wells? Because they're your kind and they'll do that for you, is that?
No one in the right mind would seal up the only water source the city has.
Okay, so your plan is to return the hammer for you to get more goodwill from them.
Goodwill as well as information on anything happening in that area. We would
But
hear
but-
about any.
But you already have goodwill. Can't you just go there and ask as is already?
I can, but then why am I approaching them again? Except
Legend
for to get
tells
the
of an
information.
ancient
I don't know
alliance
why you're
between
approaching-
dwarves.
I wanted
elves,
to
and
approach
men.
them to use them. In the meantime, we could go to the well where Bertilda can get fitted so she can be sturdier and test the well there.
Yes, and this would divide and conquer the city so that we're taking care of two wells at one time.
Yes, this well and the well near Bertilda's fitting. Those
No,
are two.
We can do two at the same time, not two one right after the other.
I don't think we'd be able to get anything else out of the dwarves. Matthew Bane, I don't think we personally would be able to get anything at all out of
Right,
the
but
dwarves.
I don't like the idea of squandering the other possibility, which is Odette getting something out of it instead of just a good more favor.
More favors a lot with the dwarves. They're very honor bound.
They might owe me a favor after this.
Or they're very secretive and stubborn and won't bother. But sure, whatever. I'm just
Yes,
going to kind of
I
toss
agree
my
they're
backpack on the
stupid.
ground, holding it open, giving
all
Odette the
stupid
most
and-
annoyed stare in the universe, but not stopping her.
Okay.
Clearly doesn't like this idea, but he's not going to say no. He's going to let it happen.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna
Anyone-
go and just find some wells to look at. What am I looking for again? Purple dust?
Yes, sense the magic of the water and you'll be
Oh,
fine.
yes, I can do that.
It's purple dust that's probably at the
Mr.
very bottom of the
Superiority.
20-foot
Yeah, I mean,
well.
he didn't. In the well bucket, there wasn't really much in the way of. I mean, there's only very small traces of any purple dust that you find. So I mean, it's
Yeah, so
you know,
he has to be there to look at it. That's annoying.
it's really the
Yes.
magic that you're sensing.
It's almost like I'm superior in some ways.
No, it's more like this is a lesser task. Go, do the thing.
I am. Let's go to the wells and with Bertilda to the fitter. That's the strongest option for this as a group.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's do it.
Is anyone else, is anyone
And
else
Odette
against,
can go to the dwarves with the hammer.
Is anyone else against me going to the dwarves?
No, not at all. I'm actually curious to see how this goes.
So why don't you go with Odette? I'll go with Bertilda.
Okay. I don't mind it. Closer to the park.
I'm gonna give Bertilda some gold to buy me some extra arrows while she's there.
Okay.
Since Matthew Bain's mad at me.
Matthew Bain's a whiny.
Whiny
just
little
upset-
bitch.
He's just upset they're dwarves. Honestly, if they were any other race, he'd be fine with just returning it for goodwill.
No, he's too calculative. He's kind of an asshole. I'm assuming we're already walking.
Okay.
I'm following Bertilda, kind of kicking at the dirt as I go. Of course, I'm a whiny little bitch.
It's the quietest journey ever because Bertilda's still upset.
Yeah, no one's talking. Everybody's pissed.
Why is Bertilda
I'm
upset?
talking
What?
with Odette because I want to be friends with Odette because if I'm not friends with Odette, Odette will kill me and ruin my life all at the same time.
She was
Like, the whole-
crushing on that guy, and then
Oh, okay. So I see. So I'm mad at Odette, and you're mad at the princess.
Also, probably mad at Odette for telling her about the princess. Everybody's mad at Odette today.
I'm just like, hey, I remember the part where you I don't know, saved the entire party time and time again, but being the only one
oh
who could
no,
do
Bertilda wouldn't be angry at all that.
I'm not mad at Odette.
It's the
I'm
kind of
scared of
thing
all
where
that.
your friends being like their significant others being an asshole, so you tell them, and
Yeah.
it's like don't shoot the messenger. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get a name. It could be someone else. But they did say the head of the temple. So,
Odette,
yes.
how long do you live for? It's pardon my asking.
How rude.
Damn, dude.
How long do you live for? How long do you live
Then you
for?
just ask her how much she
Until I
weighs.
die?
How old are you?
I mean, just an average. I don't know much.
Depends on how dangerous the task is going to be ahead of us.
No, not. I just mean like the average lifespan.
That's an
of
awesome answer.
How long does a halfling live for? It's more the question, I suppose.
I actually don't know the answer to that.
Average
I know,
lifespan of an unladen swallow?
It's like 150, isn't it? For halflings?
Is it?
Give me
Oh,
a
I guess I
second.
can't compare it to Lord of the Rings halflings.
No.
I mean, I'm
I mean, it's
56,
based
but
out of
I'm
Lord of the
really
Rings, but,
young
like-
considering.
Let
Is what I
me.
remember being told whenever we rolled up.
Yeah. So basically, let's see,
We're like
halfling
medium
age.
length, I think. Like medium length.
1 second.
Sorry,
Okay,
I didn't write this part down. I didn't know it'd come up.
Okay, so a
Not a
halfling. Yeah, halflings, like their age chart. So, like, a halfling is like when a halfling is 60, it's kind of like mid-30s for a human.
Okay.
So they live almost as twice as. So you could say 120 to 180 years old, maybe on average. Which is not as long as elves, but about the same as dwarves, almost. But dwarves live longer, but there's a difference in the maturity rate, like how they age.
So not quite a mayfly, more like a moth.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I just... It's a weird thing, the perspective afforded by a longer life. But you also have a longer life, so perhaps it's something we could, I don't know, share more of. Not to suggest you are more valuable than Batilda. She certainly has her aptitudes, but sorry, this is all very cruel.
Yes.
I'd quite like to be your friend, and frankly, that scares me.
Because you're going to die soon.
Well, I mean, I would rather not be enemies if you were getting
Aw.
at that.
That's not at all what I meant to imply.
Friendship, of course. We're traveling in the same party. We're being grouped together by every force in this city to try to work out what's wrong with it.
Mm.
Honestly, I can't wait to get out of here.
Me too. What are you planning on saying to the dwarves after all this?
Well, I was going to apologize for being unable to return what was stolen from them whenever we found the culprits. I did find a statue down in the
yeah, there was a statue that was in it. Yep.
in the sewers, yes, that I don't believe we've actually mentioned to the dwarves, so that might be
And
something they're
knowing the
interested
humans,
in.
they didn't tell the dwarves.
Forgot
at all.
about it.
Yeah.
I have that one. I have a sketch of that one, so. And then I will return the hammer and ask if anything has been going on in this area of the city, that we've heard something has been going on, but we don't know what. Hopefully they'll be a little more forthcoming since I've got a little bit of goodwill with them. You might have to stay back, though, considering
Right,
the nature of
Considering you're a
relationship.
smelly elf.
I figured.
All right. Okay. So you're going to accompany Aldet to the Dwarven Engineers Guild, which is kind of right down here. But you're going to stay back and not kind of approach.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's my guard.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll deal with this bit. So Aldet. So you go to the Dwarven Engineers Guild. Okay.
Is Gunton there?
I would say that's a 50-50.
I have his name written down.
So does that get me bonus points?
Under a 50,
If it's him, it
under a
does.
50, Gunton is indeed on the door. Over a 50,
Okay.
it is not his shift. He is on the door.
Perfect.
Okay. Gunton stands there looking dour as normal and smiles and kind of like gives a half. As you
It is good
walk
to
up,
see you again, Gunton.
he looks at you and he goes, "Hey, what can I do for you, little miss?"
Well, I came to apologize firstly because we were unable to retrieve what was stolen from your place whenever we were on our investigation.
Oh, so you found the culprits, did you?
Yes,
Well, that's good to know.
but the items that we were searching for, including what was taken from here, they were all missing, so we have not quite found those yet.
Well, if you do, be sure to return them.
I certainly will. I did find a couple of things that might be of interest to people of this area. There was
Okay.
a statue. It looked dwarven in nature. I'm not an expert on these things. And then also, while we were investigating something a little more dangerous, we found a weapon that seems to also be dwarven.
A weapon?
It's unfortunately broken into pieces, but I thought it best to return it here. I don't
Right,
have
well,
many contacts.
Let's have a look at it then.
Okay, I'll pull it out and let him see it. The pieces.
Okay, so that was the stone hammer that had the dwarven runes on its head that was broken into 3 pieces.
Yeah.
Alright, he takes a look at it. Give him a
Knowledge dwarf. Knowledge dwarf. Knowledge.
It's just like a normal carpentry
24,
hammer
okay.
for dwarves. Or
His
something.
eyes widen and he goes, "Dear me, where'd you find that?" As he
That
kind of like
is-
takes it from you, kind of almost like lovingly.
That is something I'm actually unable to tell you at the moment.
Goes, "Well, if this is what I think it is, this is an ancestral treasure belonging to the dwarven kings of the Black Mountain. This was a ceremonial hammer, gifted one of the dwarven kings by. Where'd you find it? I mean, This has been lost for centuries, this.
Yes, it did seem to be a place that hadn't been touched for centuries.
Well, I'm sure that they'd be willing to, pay you a reward for its safe return.
I would love to meet with someone. I also have this drawing of this statue. I did not recognize who it could be.
Okay. He kind of takes a look at it and he says, well, that's a fairly classic pose. If it's what I think it is, that would have been, Again, I have to ask, where are you finding all this stuff? I mean, you haven't been gone that long, so it couldn't be too far away.
Well, this one was actually... Did no one come and tell you about this one, the statue?
Not that I'm aware. Now, that doesn't mean that they told me, of course. They might have told some of the, guild members. I'm just the door guard.
Well, perhaps they did. I do want to believe the best in them.
Well,
This was something that we had found, but it wasn't quite safe for people to journey to, so we had to keep it a secret for the time. But they were supposed to come and inform people.
But is it nearby?
The statue is nearby, yes.
Well, that's mighty strange that such a statue would be right here, close by the city.
Well, technically it's a lot closer than nearby the city.
It's in the city?
Yes, it was in the city.
Well, don't quite know what to say about that. But well, he kind of keeps kind of like looking at the hammer and going blank for a few seconds. He says, well, this, it looks like it was a statue for the dwarven god, Grungni.
Okay, I don't believe I've heard of him before.
Oh, is it a very, very great and ancient deity of my people? But as I said, nevertheless, come in on side. Let's get this hammer into the hands of somebody more deserving.
Yes, please. I'll follow you.
Okay. Yeah, he'll basically take a wander and find one of the senior engineers and introduce you to him, and says, this wee halfling lass has got something of great importance to show you. And he kind of looks and he goes, well, spit it out, lass, spit it out.
Well, I've been on a bit of a journey with some friends, and we've come across a couple of dwarven artifacts that I thought might be of interest to you.
He says, artifacts, you see?
Well, one seems to be an artifact, the other seems to be a
Oh, and I
statue.
suppose that you're going to want some kind of payment for these artifacts. Well, if you think that we're fools and idiots that are going to fall to charlatans coming hawking fake wares, you got another thing coming.
Well, if you don't want to take a look at it, then that's fine by me.
He goes, no, you need to take a look if it's what I think it is. It's, quite honestly, I think it's legit. He goes, well, I haven't got all day, show us then.
I'll show him the hammer first.
All right, and he looks at it, and he's like, "Oh, just some old busted hammer. This. Oh yeah, I'll suppose we'll give you a couple of shillings for your trouble."
I'll take the hammer back then, if that's the case. I have other uses for it.
I mean,
Oh no, I have other uses for it. I do have this picture of a statue, though, that I found in the city that I thought might be of interest.
okay, he kind of like raises an eyebrow and he goes, "Oh yes, where'd you find this statue? At the bottom of a bottle, was it?"
No, it was actually at the bottom of the sewers.
The sewers.
That's correct.
Pull the other one. It's got bells on it.
Well, if you are not interested in either of these, then I suppose I have no more purpose here. I appreciate your time, though.
Don't get hasty. Fine, so you happen to have something of reasonable value.
Reasonable value? I
Aye.
saw your eyes when you looked at this.
Look. It's true, it's an artifact that's been long lost. And, there is some lingering shame that we should have misplaced such an object. The fact that you've returned it to us, certainly helps put a couple of past transgressions to rest.
What's the story behind this hammer?
I suppose we can go as far as giving you 25 gold crowns for your trouble.
What's the story behind this hammer?
It was gifted to one of the great kings of old.
And who took it from the great kings?
It wasn't taken so much as misplaced.
It was misplaced in the tomb of a knight, it appears.
Oh, was it? Well, I'm sure that it was somebody found it and thought, oh, this would be a nice gift, and give it to him, and they buried it with him or something along those lines.
Well, it wasn't a traditional knight, I will tell you that. It seemed more of a trophy of sorts. It was in a room of trophies.
I see.
It is a little important that we try to identify the tomb, the owner of the tomb that we had found. So if you have any information as to that, it would be useful. I can promise you, your shame would not pass from me. I would only take the name.
I wish I had a name to give you. As I said, the hammer was lost. Has been for 200 or 300 years. No one knows what happened to it. The fact that you found it and they returned it, well, who knows what the hammer's been up to these last 3 centuries. Could have travelled all over. I mean, it was in the Black Mountains last it was known. We're a long way from there for sure.
Does it seem like he's telling the truth?
Let's see here. You can give me a, let's see. Or do you have, where is it?
Probably not.
That would come under, I mean, there's not really a skill so much to know if he's telling the truth, but, I mean, you can use gossip to try to loosen his tongue, as it were.
Okay.
Or steer the conversation in a direction you want. Yeah, you're a good gossip.
I'm a very good gossip.
Yeah, I mean...
My skill.
Yeah, you kind of say that to him and he says... I mean, you know, they were fighting orcs, not... You know, was it an orcish tomb?
No, not in the slightest.
Well, when it was misplaced, all those hundreds of years ago, it was misplaced on a battlefield, doing battle with a great orc warlord. You know, probably accidentally slipped out of someone's belt and onto the floor, and no doubt some carrion pickers found it laying there as they were scrounging through the remains of the battlefield and hocked it off to flog somewhere.
Perhaps it was taken from the people who took it from you, certainly. But it does seem like it was forcibly taken, not something that was found.
No one would have forcibly taken such an item from a dwarven king. No, it was misplaced.
Of course, it was misplaced first.
Exactly.
And then it was taken from those who took it from the misplacement.
Right.
Yes,
And no
it does
doubt
seem like it
probably
was
hocked
forcibly
and
taken
sold dozens of times over.
there. Certainly.
And then ended up in the possession of whoever this dead fella was.
Well, my journeys will actually be taking me out of the city at some point in the near future. I could take this back to the Black Mountains and see if they have perhaps more information on how it was misplaced originally.
No, we'll take care of it from here. After all, it is in fact dwarven property. I'm only offering you the 25 gold coins out of courtesy. If you think you're walking out of here with our property, you've got another thing coming. It's been stolen once before, it's not getting stolen again.
It's being stolen right now from me.
It's not being stolen from you. It's not yours. It belongs
It was
to us.
mine when I found it, and I've been kind enough to return it, and I didn't even ask for a gold return.
Oh, and as you've said, you've returned it. So consider
I
it
never
returned.
asked for the gold reward. I am simply trying to gather information on why I was the one who was able to find it.
Well, that I can't tell you because you don't know. I don't know where you were. You haven't told us whereabouts you found it, other than in some tomb.
Yes, a tomb. Technically, we weren't told not to tell about that tomb, right?
Don't think so.
I'm skirting very close to the line of what I was legally allowed to say. Yes, well, it was found in the tomb of a great knight of the Chaos God Korn. We had gone to retrieve an artifact there, and I happened to stumble upon this one as well, and I thought it would be kind to return it to my friend, who I met at the gate last time when I was trying to investigate something.
Well, you're right. It was indeed very kind.
Now, can you tell me how it ended up in the temple, a tomb of a knight of Korn?
Again, I've no idea how it ended up in such a place.
And how
I'll
about
tell you the truth, lass.
statue
The
of
last time it was seen was in the Black Mountains 300 years ago during a battle with Grushnik the Bad.
And how about the statue of the Dwarven God down in the sewers where there were chaos creatures that we found?
Now, that depends whether you're talking about the sewers or the under sewers.
It was the under sewers.
Well, many, many centuries ago, before the new sewers were erected, there was a fault. And, quite a few buildings and, the such fell into the fault. An old temple to Grundy was one of them. No doubt somebody found that down there and, yanked it out and claimed it for their own. I'd be very interested to know exactly where it is, though, so we could, arrange for it to be retrieved as well.
I believe the god was supposed to notify you as soon as it was safe for you to go down there.
I see. So they're keeping secrets from us. Is that what you're telling us?
No, they're not keeping secrets from you. They're simply making sure it is safe for you to go down there because it was very dangerous.
Ha! Danger. Believe me, the City Watch, as brave as they like to think they are, no. Ain't nothing gonna take care of a problem in a sewer than a bunch of dwarven tunnel dwellers. We've got tunnel fighters that are specialised in doing this. We'll have it right. We can clean
That's
those
all right.
sewers out and reclaim our property.
I'm sure the god would be very appreciative of you cleaning out the sewers.
Well, I'll have
Would you go
words with
volunteer your services?
Schultzman myself.
Go volunteer your services. That would be a great benefit to the city guard.
Volunteer our services to reclaim our property, nothing else.
And clear out the sewers while you're there.
Well, obviously, anything that gets in the way between point A and point B is going
Of
to
course.
meet the untimely death at the end of a dwarven hammer or axe.
Of course.
So do you want the 25 gold crowns or not?
How... I think I would like a favor instead.
Would you?
I would.
I thought the elves were dicks.
Could you maybe seal
Well-
all the wells in the city?
Well, far be it from us to, I'd much rather just pay you for it. It's a lot cleaner transaction.
If I happen to be leaving the city permanently, I will come back and I will mention that to you so that you can be free of your debt.
Well,
Is that fair?
it is. For this favour that you speak of, what do you want?
I'm not quite sure yet. We're in the middle of an investigation that might lend me to need a little bit of your assistance.
Well, how do you think we might be able to assist you? Specifically us of the, either the Dwarven Precision or the Engineers line of work.
I am not quite certain yet, but I have a feeling that it would become very useful. Can I count on you?
Maybe. Depends what it is, of course.
Of course. I would come back immediately as soon as I knew so we could discuss it.
Fair enough.
And if you do not like that arrangement, then perhaps we can come to the terms with gold.
Well, dwarves always pay their debts.
Of
We're
course.
very honourable, us.
I know that. That is why I requested it rather than the gold.
Well, if I had a better idea exactly what you were looking at, maybe I could help you all the sooner.
I will let you know as soon as I have more information that I can give you.
Well, as you were then. Fair
And
enough.
what was your name again?
My name?
Yes.
Grandon.
Grandon?
Grandon Stonehammer.
That's a dwarf name. That's a dwarf name.
Stonehammer?
That is a name for a
Stonehammer,
dwarf
yeah,
who has a
Stonehammer.
hammer that's made of
All
stone
have
that was broken.
cliche
That's his
names.
name.
And he
He's an
owes
engineer,
me
so...
And he was giving you grief over a stone hammer. Got it.
The irony.
He owes me a favor.
He says, well, after this, no doubt you'll be hopping off to the blazing hearth. No
Where?
finer establishment here in Middenheim, that's for sure. We'll have to
What
give
is
you
this place called?
halflings that.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with this place. What is it called?
Well, the blazing hearth, over in the Minimoot.
Blazing Hearth.
You are aware that there is a halfling district.
Not at all. I'm very new to the city.
Ah, well, from here, it's, not too far. It's, northeast. Right in the centre of the Altmart quarter. Biggest inn that there is in town is the Blazing Hearth.
That's ironic.
It makes sense.
It does make sense that it would be run by halflings, though.
It does. It
It does.
absolutely
Ah,
Oh
it's
my
there in the
gosh.
Little Moot. The owner is one Silas Greenhill. Set out to replicate a cosy Mootland cottage. And the menu consists entirely of traditional halfling dishes. The food is delicious.
Of
Oh my
course
gosh.
it is.
The whole small little
The
village.
Blazing
of
Hearth
old
is also
vets.
built to halfling scale, which is why it suits us as well.
I'm glad you feel at home there.
Yes. It's rather pleasant sometimes to sit and watch the occasional human visitors bang their heads on the ceiling and wander around grumbling constantly that their back aches.
Yes, well, if they weren't so tall, they wouldn't have any trouble.
Oh, quite. Waste of time being tall. Makes you a bigger
Certainly.
target, and your hair gets wet quicker.
That is certainly true, yes.
Speaking of, there is one other place that you might venture
And where would
to
that
find if you're over in the Altmort Quarter. Although I wouldn't go by yourself, lass, that's for sure.
Okay, what place is that?
Might want to visit the Last Drop.
The Last Drop.
Aye. Werner Wurtend runs that place. An imposing man with a wicked-looking scar running off his left cheek. All the way down to his throat. Said to be one of the most connected men in the city.
Connected? That is someone that I would like
His
to meet.
policy is that the tavern is considered, what shall we call it, neutral territory. All quarrels are to be left outside. But mark my words, it is a den of iniquity where anything legal or otherwise can be bought for the right price, including information. The major meeting place for local underworld figures and the likes, the most important of whom conduct their business in private upstairs rooms. But, even Schultzman and the City Watch tend to stay clear of that place. They have a habit of policing themselves. But all of them have little patience, so if you do go there, need to adhere to some strict guidelines and rules, and, well, don't try to throw your, lack of weight about. Because you're not going to intimidate anybody there, that's for sure. All you'll end up doing is finding your throat slit down a back alley about half hour after you left.
I appreciate the warning.
Promise?
Yes, his enforcers are quite ruthless.
Right? Damn, dude, this conversation turned.
Oh, guys, he cares about me. He doesn't want me to be dead in an alley, even though he owes me a favor. Well, Brandon Stonehammer, it was wonderful to meet you. My name is Odette Gazowitz. I'm sure I'll be seeing you again.
I'm sure you will.
I appreciate it.
Well, we thank you for bringing this hammer to us. As I said, as much as it disdains me to say, we do indeed owe you a debt. So as long as the debt you ask us to fulfill is fair and reasonable to the payment of the task that you have achieved for us, then we're obligated to oblige.
Of course, I'll make sure it is reasonable.
Aye. Well, we appreciate your visit. Is there anything else you want while you're here? Flagon of ale, perhaps?
Oh, no, I have my friends waiting for me.
What about a drop of Bugman's? You
What?
can't say no to Bugman's.
What is that?
What is that? What? The likes of which I've never heard. What is that? Bugman's Brewery is the finest, most esteemed brewery in the entire known world, so it is.
Is it now?
Aye. The rich and famous would pay a pretty penny to get their hands even on a hand keg of Bugman, so they would.
Well, I have not been able to run in those crowds, so I've not had a chance to obtain any.
Well, we could share a wee drop before you leave if you like.
I would appreciate that. I'm always looking for the best of things.
Well, it is the best. There is nothing finer, that's for sure.
And that is what I like to find.
Well, go fetch us a couple of flagons and maybe a wee goblet for the little lass. And the other dwarf, with a big grin on his face, right you are! And off he goes.
These guys are fun. I like them.
Right? That's why I want to play one. Dwarves are the best.
Okay,
They
He's
just
so
go.
mean, but I love them.
They just go.
He's
Alrighty.
so
Well,
gruff,
he
but
comes
guys, he
back
likes me.
with 2 flagons and basically a small goblet, which is for you. Because clearly you couldn't possibly drink a pint
Honestly,
of
I
Bugman's.
couldn't. I can't drink anything at all. I'm so little.
He says, this was first brewed by Joseph Bugman and later distributed throughout the major cities of the old world. Is drinking a frothy mug of this ale bolsters your resolve, that's for sure. Oh, yes. A pint of this before a good battle. It puts the stuff in you so it does. Makes you fearless. Okay.
Guys,
he goes,
I'll let
"Well,
need this.
beards wet and bottoms up. And they start drinking it.
Old Dad will drink it too.
Okay, give me a costume alcohol test, please.
She's gonna come out
with a
drunk.
minus 20.
She's gonna come out drunk, guys. It's gonna be great.
Bro, I just checked my
Okay,
stat
look.
on that, and holy
I
shit.
can't have a minus 20 on that stat.
Yeah,
Right.
so
It's impossible.
you can roll a 1.
It's impossible.
So short of a 1, you will be stinking drunk.
So I will do a minus 9 on it then.
Okay, yep.
That's a
You are
pretty
minus
good roll.
drunk. Roll 1d10.
1d10.
Oh, no.
Oh gosh.
Okay, for the next 8 hours, you are considered fearless. You
Yes!
automatically pass any fear tests, and feel invincible, basically.
This is dangerous for Odette.
It's dangerous for anybody because it gives you delusions of grandeur, this stuff.
Oh my god, you're just gonna start drinking well water everywhere, aren't you?
It
Maybe.
can't hurt me.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah, you're still fearless. But now it's official. Okay.
Now I can't be actually afeared.
Right. Delicious stuff. Wish it was real.
Guys.
Yep. For reference sake, do you know basically what a hand cask, which is like basically a like 2 pints or 2.5 pints, is 50 gold. That's what it sells for. It's like vintage shit. It's the stuff.
So he basically gave me like 20 gold worth of drink.
Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, he
That's
paid you your
really
25
low.
gold, whether he gave it to you in gold or ale. So
He still owes me a favor.
Oh,
That's
he
all
does.
that matters.
But anyway, so yeah, there we go. That's where you're at. And we will see you all soon. So, y'all take care. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.